What is up, my friends? How are we? You are very welcome along to another match day here on Anfield Agenda. Today, it's FA Cup fourth round action. The Reds are home against Brighton and Hove Albion. A place in the fifth round awaits the winner, and of course, we will know that winner tonight. There is no VAR, just a reminder on that one. If you've been watching the Newcastle game, you'd know that VAR could have done wonders in that one. It was really interesting. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to it, but Newcastle have been getting absolutely shafted. Do we want to just shed a tear for them? No, I didn't think so. So we'll just get back into enjoying it. The Reds team news will be out at 7 o'clock. It's a little bit later than league games. It's only an hour beforehand, but did you see the Newcastle game? I mean, the Villa goal was offside. Newcastle should have had a penalty. It was mad. It's like they forgot how to referee when there is no VAR or no automated systems to help. Right, so we don't know the confirmed team yet, so we will wait till 7 p.m. and that will be brought out for us, and we'll take you right through it then. But for now, don't forget to enter our giveaway with thanks to our friends at the Collector's Corner. You can win that beautiful signed and framed Jurgen Klopp shirt that you see in the right hand side of the screen there. It's one of a prize that we'll be giving away every single month throughout 2026. January we had a framed Steven Gerrard shirt. February it is a Jurgen Klopp shirt. March, well, you're going to have to wait and see, but remember, scan the QR code in the bottom corner to make sure you are in the giveaway. Right, what are we expecting score wise tonight, ladies and gentlemen? I just want a good fun game of footy, and of course the Reds to book their place in the next round. And for those asking, kickoff time as well, it's 8 p.m. tonight. So we didn't want to put up a guess at the team. So we said we'd wait till it went up fully, and then we will unveil that one for you when she goes live at 7 o'clock. Don't think they should have had a penalty, but Villa should be down to 9. Oh, they definitely should have had a penalty, Jordan. That tackle on, I think it was Hall, that nobody got near the ball and was definitely a foul. So for me, that should have been a penalty. The goal was offside. But look, I don't give a shit. It's Newcastle. They can suffer as much as they need to. I have zero sympathy left for Newcastle fans. We're all on Team Sunderland now anyway, aren't we? Let's be honest about it. Szoboszlai Madrid quotes. I mean, can I get a full sentence? Like, Craig, can you read out the Szoboszlai Madrid quotes or something like that rather than just Szoboszlai Madrid quotes? Doesn't really tell me what to do, but we will take you through that now. So, where is this one? This here from Marco Rossi, Hungarian national team coach, said Szoboszlai, since he started playing football as a child, Real Madrid has always been his dream. From the moment Dominic began playing football, he had one single dream, to play for Real Madrid. Can these national team managers please just shut the fuck up? I'm getting fed up with them. They all stick their oar in. If it's not the Egyptian national team coach having a pop a few years back over Salah, now it's the Hungarian national team coach wanting Dominic Szoboszlai's dream to go to play for Real Madrid to come through. How about just shut up? He's a Liverpool player. If Real Madrid wanted him, they had their chance to buy him when Liverpool bought him, but they didn't. Liverpool did. So can they please just stop? You know, Hungarian national team coach should be more worried about how we managed to bottle it against Ireland in Hungary, but you know, that's for another day, isn't it? Yeah, I didn't like seeing those comments, but there's been a few bits and pieces out today that I haven't liked seeing. Bit of information from Sam Wallace of The Telegraph around the Luis Diaz situation. This does actually make for quite interesting reading. So Sam writes, by the summer of last year, Luis Diaz contract talks had stalled to the extent that it was judged no way back was financially viable for FSG. With 2 years left on his deal, the club were contemplating a new contract on the levels of wages comparable to those for Virgil van Dijk for a 28-year-old. It could have totaled around £400,000 per week, with part of that effectively back pay for him sitting on a lower value contract until well into a period when his performance justified a higher place on the pay scale. So apparently Liverpool were willing to go high with Luis Diaz, but, you know, there's always talk about what they could have done, what they were willing to do after the fact, but they weren't willing to do it when he was here enough to keep him at the club, so he went elsewhere. This as well from Sam Wallace of The Telegraph, and I don't think you're going to like what I'm about to read out now. So this said, the view from Liverpool remains that any leading club looking for a new manager this summer would consider Slot, were he not already in one of the top jobs. There is unequivocal backing for him inside the club, from a tactical point of view as well as his man management. The club admire the way in which he's handled the major squad changes in and out in the summer, the Salah explosion, and the general change in the opposition approach to Liverpool. Managers who absorb pressure rather than deflect it or simply point the finger when it comes to ownership and recruitment tend to maintain goodwill much longer. Slot's upbeat nature and reluctance to blame others has gone a long way to underpinning the FSG belief that they had the right man last season and have the right man this season. Let me translate that for you. He won't kick up a fuss. He's a good little boy who does what he's told. And as for the not blaming others, are you fucking serious? Are you genuinely trying to say with a straight face that this man hasn't deflected blame? Okie doke. Seems like they are intent on telling us that we're happy with Arna, despite multiple amounts of obvious criticisms coming from Liverpool fans, or, you know, multiple polls across multiple platforms. They really just do feel like we're going to continue to spout this bullshit and then we'll go from there. But hey ho, it is what it is. There's not much we can do about it. But here's what I'm going to keep saying. If they believe in him so much and they think he's such a great fella, then why the fuck haven't they extended his contract? And the answer to that is because that's absolute garbage that they're briefing to the media. If they believed in him so much and they had no doubts whatsoever that he was the man, why haven't you given him a new deal? You know the answer. I know the answer. So please stop taking us for idiots. It's getting tiring at this point. Oh, Liverpool have no doubts about the yes man that's involved at the club. No doubt whatsoever. Other than the fact that they won't extend his contract, and they absolutely have fucking doubts about him. I'm getting fed up of it. As a fan, I am honestly getting fed up of it, lads. It's just one day after another we're being told what we're supposed to feel, despite all the evidence to the contrary. We've run poll after poll on here, day after day, platform after platform. And last night, 83% wanted him gone, whether it was now or in the summer. And that tallies with multiple accounts of other platforms and other fan content creators who have ran similar polls. I don't know what they're trying to convince us of, but again, we'll wait and see. Philip said, much more relaxed than normal tonight. Not a massive fan of the FA Cup. Top 5 in Champions League is what I'm concerned with this season. I get where you're coming from, Philip, but I really don't want to get to the point where we're accepting top 4 or 5 as some type of accomplishment. It isn't. It's the bare minimum. And even at that, it's below what was expected this season. So, you know, for me, mate, I'm not going to be celebrating, and I'm not saying you are, but I'm not going to be celebrating getting into the top 4 or 5 when that just simply hasn't been the goal for the season. And as for this garbage that they're coming out with there about understanding and expecting failure, or understanding and expecting changes, and the way he dealt with the Salah situation, you mean the situation he created? The way he dealt with the player he pissed off? Gotcha. So they were happy that the AFCON happened when it happened. Because that's all that resolved that situation. Was Mo having to go off to the AFCON and then things calming down and then him going straight back into the team when he comes back. But don't let a little thing like the actual evidence get in the way of the bullshit that the media want to push out in a narrative that the club want pushed out that just simply doesn't exist. Can you show the lineup, please? Yeah. As soon as it comes out, I'll show it to you. But it isn't out yet, so I can't. It's not out till 7 o'clock. It's only an hour beforehand for the FA Cup. It's an hour 15 for the league. So we haven't got the confirmed team yet, so we can't put it out. We do have the team, but it's not being confirmed by the club yet, so we can't put it out. Liban said, of course, there must be doubts from the owners on Arna, but I feel like they trust him enough to give him the benefit of the doubt or something. We'll see what happens. Let's see in the summer if they still trust him enough. If we don't win the Champions League, if we finish 4th or 5th in the league and he's trophyless, then let's see if they trust him enough, because they won't and they don't. That's the truth. Have a day off, la. Fuck off. Have a day off, la. How about go fuck yourself? How does that work? La. Use proper sentences. Use your real words. Use your words. Have a day off, la. I didn't write the article, dickhead. I'm not Sam Wallace of the Telegraph. I'm not out there trying to convince the world that everyone's happy with Arna or not. And no, I won't have a day off. This is my channel. I will have my views said on my channel. And if you don't like it, you can have as many days off as you like. La. But no, I won't have a day off. Because the manager is a fucking spoofer. Want to win in a good game, but not as high blood pressure tonight as last Sunday. Not sure what to expect regarding... Well, look, we'll know when the team comes out what to expect, but not sure what to expect from Brighton tonight, to be honest with you. Always going to be a tough game when you've got Prem on Prem in the early rounds of the FA Cup, excuse me. But, yeah, not sure. Really, kind of always excited because it's the unknown in a cup competition. But, you know, let's wait and see how strong both managers go. You know, I always wonder, is there almost a bit of brinksmanship between two head coaches from Premier League clubs in the early rounds of a cup competition? You know, because if you're playing a weaker team, you might mix it up a little bit. But when you're going Premier League against Premier League, it's probably a bit more of a difficult situation to try and gauge how strong the opposition are going. Now, the one upside for Arna tonight is that there's 8 days before we play Forest, so plenty of time to rest. Why do you use so many abuses so much? You mean, why do I swear at people who are coming in to abuse me? Because I want to. Simples. I have one rule on this channel. You come in and be decent to us and we'll bring it back to you. You come in and start having a pop at me and you can do one. It's that simple. Maxi said, "You're funny, Craig. Hope you can win tonight." I say 2-1. Yeah, I mean, let's have a look at the team because it is now on screen. So let's go through. That is the confirmed Liverpool team. So let's go through it together. Alisson's in goal, which is a surprise. I did think maybe he would have gone for Mamardashvili. So it's Ali in goal, Curtis Jones, Kanade, Van Dijk, and Milos Kerkez. Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Wirtz. Then Gakpo, Salah, and Chiesa. Wow. Interesting one. Yeah, interesting. On the bench tonight for the Reds, Mamardashvili, Gomez, Ekitike, Robbo, Gravenberch, Nioni, Ramsey, Morrison, and Gamoa. Interesting. I can understand, to be fair, why he might have gone and given Ekitike a rest and put Chiesa on. No problem with that whatsoever, because I said the other day, you might see a situation where Chiesa is on and maybe he brings Ekitike off if he needs the 60, 65 minutes, something like that. But he is our only fit natural striker at the minute, so I can understand why he's given Ekitike a rest and put Chiesa on. Apart from that, kind of as expected, really. You know, we knew we were going to have to find a solution at right back, and obviously doesn't feel that Joe Gomez is ready to start at right back just yet, or is fit and available to give a full 90 minutes or so. So yeah, not too bad. I mean, looking at the bench, Gomez, Ekitike, Robbo, Gravenberch, Nioni, Ramsey, Morrison, and Gamoa. So bench is starting to look a little bit stronger. How is the no Rio and how is the Gakpo? Look, I don't know. Deep said, Craig, spot on. So tired of those abusers everywhere. Spot on. I have a simple rule, mate. Come in, you show respect, you get respect. Come in, act like a dickhead, off you pop. So yeah, it's not too hard to understand. You know, you never see me just booting out people for no reason. But I'm not here to have a pop shot at from anybody. Is there any realistic way he could win you over? The manager? Look, no. But I want us to be successful. If he's successful, I'll keep my opinions to myself. But at this point, I really don't think so. Because I've gotten to the point now where I really, really don't like listening to him. So No, I don't think so. But I've tried to be fair about it and said, like, if he did by some miracle win the Champions League, certainly doesn't deserve to be fired at that point. But, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. I mean, tonight, hopefully we can pick up another good result because, first and foremost, I'm a Liverpool fan. I want Liverpool to win games of football. Was very happy with the performance against Sunderland. Thought defensively we were spot on. Tonight should be an interesting game. We'll go to the Brighton team in a second. But honestly, I don't have anything personal against Arna. I just really don't see him as being the guy to turn it round. I just don't. But look, if he does, he does. Happy days. Like, we all win. If Liverpool win, we're all winning. I just, I can only answer your question honestly. Craig Houlden to Liverpool, here we go. Well, my name's spelled differently than that, but we'll allow it, mate. We'll allow it. Understandable mistake, my man. Understandable mistake. My name has a U in it. I don't know where that U came from, by the way. It's been the cause of many questions over the years, but it's Houl, which is, I know, weird. Yes, Chiesa's slot finally has a brain. Hope he scores. Yeah, look, I just hope we win. I hope we see a good game of footy as well. Let's have a look at the Brighton news, which is just in. So it's Steele, Dunk, Van Heck, Hinshelwood, Baleba, Costellas, Kadioglu, Gomez, Gross, Veltman, Howell. That is the lineup. So Howell, a youngster in there, number 53, not really seen much of him. Don't know much about him, to be honest. On the bench for Brighton, Verbruggen, Minta, Jorginho, Welbeck, Milner, who of course I hope comes on and gets a great reception. No doubt he will, deservedly so if he comes on, Jimmy Milner. Buscagli, Matoma, Wiefer and the Kuiper. So they've mixed it up a little bit there. Don't know anything about that Howl lad, number 53. So any info on that, please do let me know. But yeah, interesting. Both managers rotating a little bit. Hey Craig, much love to you and your community. I tune into AA every morning from Australia. Your shows are the highlight of my day. Slot made me not enjoy watching our games anymore. Look, I do understand. Like, if that guy earlier on had to come in and said, look, Craig, can we park up the manager talk for a little bit? No probs. But have a day off, la. It's just him trying to be a dickhead again and pretend he's Scouse. So, yeah. And I did, by the way. If you go and watch the Sunderland game, I didn't allow any manager talk in the match reaction to that because I wanted us to enjoy ourselves. But we opened up the stream tonight talking about reports from the club about, how the managers won loads of people over behind the scenes and blah, 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 blah. And I just don't buy into that. So, that's why we started talking about the manager. But for now, let's just get stuck into the team talk because we know what's ahead of us. The tie has to be resolved tonight. No VAR in the game, just a reminder on that one as well. No Georgie, Trey, no Rio or Ramsey. Players tired, said Jaden. I've got to be honest with you, Jaden, mate. I would have liked to have seen Rio and Gamoa in the team, but I wasn't expecting to see Rio and Gamoa in the team. And if I'm being really honest with you, I'm actually pleasantly surprised he's played Chiesa. Genuinely, I am. I'm really happy and pleasantly surprised that he's played Fede. So that'll be interesting to see. I can understand his thinking. Ekitike has played a lot of football and he's our only fit striker at the minute. So no harm having him on the bench to come off if we need. So yeah, genuinely okay with the team. No real problems with it. I know other people won't like Cody Gakpo on the left, but like I said, I'm not as staunchly against Gakpo as many others are. And I would have liked to have seen Rio though. I do understand that completely where you're coming from. The real Johnny Sins hates said, thank you, Sloth, for putting out a strong lineup. Had a sickening feeling he was going to do a Palace today. We must win the FA Cup, simply must. I have to say, mate, I never thought he was going to go weak today. I didn't because of the circumstances in and around the game as well. We do have 8 days till we play Forest away. So there is plenty of time for the lads to have a rest. Now, I know, obviously, we played midweek against Sunderland and that was a physical affair. But I did think that he would go strong tonight. Why is Ramsey on the bench? the clown ain't going to play him. I don't know. Maybe look. I don't know, mate. I kind of think you're right in that if he does make a change, maybe he will. Maybe, if we go a couple of goals up, maybe he'll bring off one of the centre backs, bring on Joe, and maybe he'll take off Curtis Jones and he'll bring on Calvin Ramsey. I don't know. It's hard to say before the game what subs he will and won't use, but I do, of course, understand where you're coming from. Roses are red. I've just bought some line because I'm getting bevied. It's finally Chiesa time. There you go. I got my wife a lovely rock today for Valentine's Day. It's beautiful, sparkle, shining. It's a solar powered rock for the back garden, one of those lights. That's the kind of loving guy I am. Happy Valentine's Day, wifey. Love you. Enjoy your rocks. So you think you're there thinking, ha ha ha, Craig's joking. No, I'm not. That's what you got for Valentine's Day. 2 large rocks, solar rocks for the back garden, and 4 small little ones. That's the kind of guy I am. And happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there, and I hope you're all on a promise tonight. You know where I'm coming from. Best of luck to you all. Enjoy yourselves. Craig, we simply have to win both trophies this season to make up for our pathetic and disgusting title defence. Today, we have to win. FA Cup is ours. So, here's one for you, Johnny, and chat. We talked about FA Cup success. So, let's say we get 4th. We win the FA Cup and we go to the quarterfinals or the semis of the Champions League. How would you judge that season as a Liverpool fan? Because, a trophy's a trophy. And every season you go in, there's 4 trophies to play for. So any season that you win a trophy is certainly a positive season. But how would you judge the season on its whole if we finished 4th, went to the quarters or semis of the Champions League and won an FA Cup? Would that be considered a good season for everybody? When I thought rock, I thought you meant the sweep from Blackpool. No, I literally mean a fake rock with a solar thing on the top of it. Mid, said Andrew. Poor, said Les the Red. At this point, I'd take that, said Dan of Winter. Totally understand that, mate. Not good enough whatsoever. Still sack him. United persisted with Ten Hag when he won the FA Cup, and look how that ended. Jordan said 6 out of 10. Sonder said 7 out of 10. Jonathan 5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10 for 5SG. I do think what somebody said a moment ago, excuse me for coughing, about I'd take it in the circumstances. I understand where that person's coming from, because at the start of the season, if you had said to me we'd finish 4th, we'd win the FA Cup, we'd go quarter semis Champions League, and we'd go out early doors in the League Cup, I would have been disappointed. I would have said, no, that isn't acceptable. But what's in it? Where we are now? I mean, it wouldn't change my view on the manager, but it certainly would be... It would be an acceptable season at that point. It would have rescued something from the season. An FA Cup win, a decent Champions League run, and 4th place in the league. I think I would put that down in the decent category, considering where we were and where we've gone to. But anything outside of that, getting to finals means nothing. Lifting the trophy means something. So if we got to an FA Cup final and we got beaten, then no, failure. Roshi said, I'd have gone for Ramsey with Jones in Macca's spot. I think I would have probably gone that way as well, but this is what I expected him to do. I'm interested that he did give Gravenberch the night off. Understand that. He needs a break as well. He's played a lot of footy. Yeah, it's interesting. Look, I'm delighted to see Dom back, He'll be out there tonight, booting the ball around, dreaming about that Real Madrid shirt. That has really gotten under my skin. by the way. And it's not down to Dominic Szoboszlai. There's no ill feeling towards Dom about it, but I really cannot for the life of me understand why the Hungarian national team coach felt this was the time to start speaking about Dominic Szoboszlai's dream of playing for Real Madrid one day. Yeah, because it definitely put the shits up me. It really has. Aaron said, based on expectation versus reality, salvation. Yeah, I mean, look, an FA Cup win is a trophy's a trophy, like I've said. Any season that you end it with a bit of silverware, it's certainly not a bad season. You know, unless something really drastic happens elsewhere. Your trophy's a trophy. But, you know, and I'm not just saying this now because of the situation. You can look back over the years I've been on this channel. I've always said to you guys, my preferences, and this is just mine, are Champions League, Premier League, League Cup, FA Cup. And I know I'm on my own there. I know other people much prefer the FA Cup. I don't. I think our club has an affinity with the League Cup, and it's a tournament I've enjoyed over the years. And I also like the idea of a potential trophy win early-ish in the latter part of the season. So for me, it's always great, you know, if you know you've got that nailed on, ready to look forward to, and a nice trip out to Wembley South for the Anfield faithful. Or excuse me, Anfield South for the Anfield faithful. Let's not move the goalpost, Craig, bro. We spent 500 million. Well, we didn't. We spent 450 and 200 net. Let's be fair about that. To have the most pathetic title defence ever, Champions League is the only way this season will be good. Now that, sir, I agree with you on. You know, if he pulled the Champions League win out of his backside, that's a good season. It doesn't matter what else happens. Honestly, I mean that sincerely. Any year you put a Champions League win out your arse, that is a damn good season. And it doesn't matter. We could I wouldn't, honestly, if we finished 8th in the league, I wouldn't give a shit if we won the Champions League, because you're getting back into the Champions League anyway. My point has always been, I just don't see him being the one that gets us around to the Champions League win. That's where my line in the sand is. I just don't think he's going to do it. But I agree with you. That no arguing. You win the Champions League, that's a good season. That's a damn good season. Hope the missus loves your rocks, Craig. She does. She's hoping to get them off later. Bada bum. Bada bum. Dad jokes. I'm here all week, folks. I'm here all week for the shit dad jokes. Please wish Dave Sweeney a very happy birthday. Absolutely, Dave Machara. Happy birthday to you. Hope you and the family are all well. Pass on my best wishes to Sinead as well. I know she'll be sitting there hoping Mohamed Salah scores again tonight. She's a huge Mohamed Salah fan. But Dave, my man, much love as always. Been with us on the channel for such a long time, my friend. From the beautiful part of Galway as well. And yeah, sending you love, mate, on your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Stargirl said, I'm surrounded by Everton fans. Dad's gone down the pub to watch the match. Mum's sister's Claire doesn't like Liverpool. Well, at least they brought me potatoes from the old country. I mean, come on. You're winning there, Stargirl. You got the old Tato in. Now, here's the question for you, Stargirl. Are we talking the Nordy Tato? The fake yellow ones? Or are we talking the real Tato? You know, the proper Irish Tato. Because there is a difference. Don't let those Nordy Tato fool you. Those yellow Tato aren't the real deal. Gotta have them red bag. By the way, I see a couple of comments in the chat about Mamadashvili starting. And I expected him to start tonight as well. So, you know, if I was in his shoes, I'd be disappointed. Because you would think, you know, give him the cup competitions for a couple of reasons. One, you know, we need to get a look at him, right? And the more games we can see him in, the better. So I would have liked to have seen him tonight because, you know, we have to start, I guess, understanding the potential of him actually replacing Alisson in the longer term. So I would have expected him to get to domestic cup competitions. But look, it's Arna's decision, and he obviously wants to try to, you know, go as close to full strength as he can. Connor, good question. And this is, I'm going to bring this up, and I normally don't think you bring these comments up, but this is a really good question from Connor, because anybody who's been to an Anfield Agenda live show over the last 18 months will know how I start every show. I come out on stage, despite what people think about me in the past, I come out and I say, Slot, la 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 la, and we all have a little sing-along at the start. But what would I do now? Yeah, it's a good question, Connor. How would I start one of the live shows now if I came out? I'd probably fake to sing the song and probably just go into something else, mate. But yeah, it's a good question. What if we go trophyless this season? Said Paul Shaw. It's just it's just not good enough, Paul. Really, is it? To be honest, mate, if you go trophyless, not after the investment we've had. Yeah, I think going trophyless is just failure. It just there needs to be context. Like, let's say you came second in the league, runners up in the Champions League, and didn't win a domestic cup. You could still say that that's been a productive season. But yeah, we need a trophy, man. With the investment we've had in the playing squad, we need a trophy. Mr. H. and Feltons said, I genuinely feel this team will produce 3-0. Love it. Love the positivity, mate. And love to you and the family. I hope you're okay after your recent heartache, mate. Thinking of you still. Hope you're okay. If there was ever a case study as to why we need VAR, it would be this Newcastle Villa game. Also, I've come to hate Emery after his comments on Harvey. It's weird, mate, because I was thinking the very same about the VAR thing. Either that, or I kind of tried to look at it with a slightly different twist on it as well, Matthew. I wonder, have they become so accustomed to having that decision there to bail them out that they've kind of just stopped making the decisions as much that they would have made? Because normally a referee would have been decisive and gone yes or no, and then if there was a mistake, VAR would have come in and suggested to the ref to go to the monitor unless you're playing Man City. In which case, of course, play on, lads. Great. Well done all around. Yeah, so it's one or the other. I do understand where you're coming from, because there was a couple of decisions in that. Like, the goal was offside for a start. I think Newcastle should have had a penalty. And there was a few other small little bits and pieces throughout the game. But it is what it is. And look, put it this way. If I was a Newcastle fan and they lost 1-0, say, because of that goal, yeah, you wouldn't be happy about that, would you? Happy Valentine's Day, Craig. You big dirty ride, yeah. That's the most Dublin-y thing ever, mate. Get out of that garden and stop pissing on me flowers. Much love to you, my man. I hope you're well and using plenty of sunscreen over there in the desert. Much love as always, sir. And thank you for being with us, a member, for 10 months. About that and Everton sitting above us for a minute. Well, if I'm not mistaken, last time they finished above us, we won the Champions League in 2005. Well, I remember that season, but I don't know if it's happened since then. I remember the 13-14 season. That one really stands out to me because I remember we had Brendan Rodgers, they had Roberto Martinez, and I went to the Merseyside derby at Anfield that year, the one that Suarez missed the penalty in, the one that Romelu Lukaku actually did his ACL in. And I remember going into that game, and I can't remember if we were behind Everton that night or it was close between the two of us going for the Champions League spot. And I remember leaving there in no doubt who the better side was, because we absolutely just thumped them, played them off the park. But yeah, that's the only other time I can really remember any kind of closeness between us and them towards the latter part of a season. Oh, it's 2-1 Newcastle now, is it? Wow. So they've turned that one around. Tonali scores again to make it 2-1 Newcastle. Interesting. That'll be a good result for Eddie Howe if he can turn that one around. I know Villa went down to 10 men, but that's not Newcastle's fault. And it was a red card as well. Here, on the red card for the Villa goalkeeper, can I ask you a question? Did anybody think that the tackle on its own could have been a red card before the dog's out? Like, just the tackle on its own. Because that's what I was thinking. Like, you can have the argument about denial of a goal scoring opportunity, but the tackle in itself was a horrendous tackle, like off the ground, high foot into the knee, just not a great challenge whatsoever from the goalkeeper. So that on its own could have been a straight red, let alone the denying of a goal scoring opportunity. Do you think he's gone Gakpo striker and Chiesa left wing? Could be Mohammed. Yeah. Always just take our teammate as a guess. You know, the 11 are nailed on, but yeah, please don't ever take the way we line it up on screen as a bona fide nailed on. We'll try to figure it out when we get underway. But what you've said is entirely possible, bro. Of course. USA Cop White said yes. Your lineup's confusing. Is it? Why? Genuinely, I'm not trying to be a smart arse. Just why is it confusing? And because I ask for genuine feedback so we can improve it. If there's something we can do to make it a little bit better for you, I don't know why it's confusing. You think what? How? I don't know. How is that confusing? It's just an illustrative thing just to let you know the 11 that are out there. That isn't the formation, or certainly we're not trying to say that's exactly how we line up. But yeah, the confusing part has me confused. It was a terrible tackle, defo red, said Scott Engerson. Yeah, the tackle alone was a red card. It was shocking, said Misty. What else we got? Who would you like to be the manager of Liverpool? In an ideal world, it was Enrique. After that, Alonso. Look, I like the idea of Alonso. I do, really. But I would have to understand and admit that it is still somewhat of a risk. You know, it's not like that's a guarantee for success. You know, Alonso still has some proving to do of himself. And I don't mean because of his time at Real Madrid. I just mean in general. You know, he had really, really good success at Leverkusen. Did well with Sociedad's B team beforehand. But I would still say it would be a big task for him to come into Liverpool. So Enrique with that bit more of experience would probably be top of my list. It's probably Jones at right back, but the data provider has Szoboszlai there for now, just after kickoff. Yes, that's fair. That's fair. I would agree with Connor. I would say yes, Jones will probably go to right back, but let's wait and see. Craig, I'm building Anfield in Minecraft. I'm really sorry, Charlie. I don't speak Virgin. Connor, can you translate that for me? Jokes, mate, jokes. I've never played Minecraft though. Seriously, my son plays it all the time. I've never played Minecraft, so genuinely never played Sims, never played Minecraft. So I haven't got a clue. Would I take Zidane as manager? No, not at all. Just don't think it's a good cultural fit. And the reason I keep saying cultural has got nothing to do with his ethnicity. I just mean coming from Real Madrid and that kind of Galactico-esque environment. No, I think he's nailed on to be the next France coach after Deschamps. Minecraft is goaded. It probably is. I'm not a computer game person. You know, and if I am, I'm a bit boring. Is it wrong that I still love me a bit of Tetris? Oh, do you know how much of a nerd I am on certain things though? I'll challenge. Let's have a challenge. Does anybody in the chat have an iPhone and play solitaire? So if anybody can answer me that one, we'll get to my point. So does anybody have an iPhone and play solitaire, as in the game that they've downloaded from the App Store? I have a question for you if you do. I challenge anybody to be at a higher level in solitaire than I'm at. Because I'm at level, and I'm not even joking, what is it? I'll tell you my solitaire level now, 1 second. 2,000 240. I don't know if the camera can pick that up because it's green, but yeah, 2,240 is my level on solitaire. And I have a streak of 562 days of playing it in a row. That's how sad I am, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah. There you go. Level 2,240. Connor said, saying you don't speak Virgin yet you're on level 5 million in solitaire. That takes brain power, Crosby. Brain power, sir. I love a bit of Tetris as well. Love a bit of Tetris, me. Craig, if we knock out Brighton, who do you think we get in the next round? No, us, Man City. No, near luck. So yeah, I wouldn't say no to Southampton. They knocked out Leicester, I think, didn't they? Angry Bird, the GOAT. I played Angry Bird, I must admit I did. And then I never got into it as much as others. I think it was Angry Bird 2 before I really came along and started playing it. But yeah, it was a fun game. Angry Birds was cool. I like those really simple games. Stephen said 2,634 on solitaire. I tip my hat to you, sir, Stephen. That's a remarkable level. Well done. I didn't think anyone was gonna top me. Luke said, do you think that's bad? I'm level 2,895 on Candy Crush. Wow. That's another game, embarrassingly, I've never played. Right, go on. Tell us your little dirty secrets then, folks. Let's go. Come on. Let's have a little 10-minute chat about what games on your phone are you embarrassed that you play so much. Because for me, it's only solitaire. That's it. That's the only game on my phone that I play. I don't even have another game on my phone. Yeah, sometimes I play Tetris if, I'm bored on my missus' phone or something, but yeah, that's it for me, solitaire, and I play it every night, and I play it for about an hour every night. And if I'm on an aeroplane, you'll see me glued to my phone playing solitaire for the whole flight. Monopoly or Uno, Craig? I don't know if I've ever played Uno. Genuinely, I probably have, but I can't remember it. Monopoly's fun until the cheating starts. Clash Royale, said Reese Kavanagh. Nice. FC Mobile is my downfall, said Ryan. Nice. YouTube's my only game, said Freyna. Football Manager for Magic Oz. Nice. King Shot. Among Us. Among Us is a game. I remember Goldbridge asked me to come and play Among Us before when they were doing something with it, and I was still chatting with him at that point. But I never played it. I know it was a big hit, but I never played Among Us. I used to play FIFA Mobile, Dark Times, mate, said Nayan. Yeah, I could never really figure it out. Like, I think I showed you guys the arcade machine that we have ordered for the new office. It has like 8,000 retro games on it, like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken. That's kind of my era of gaming. So, that's going to be fun. We're going to make some content with that when it arrives. We're just waiting for it still to be delivered, but we'll be playing a bit of old school stuff on that, and maybe doing a little series about it. Gakpo needs to show himself more, like redeem himself today. I think he needs to raise his head up before taking shots to avoid shooting into the defence every time. So on Cody Gakpo, I think criticism of a player is fine, but there has been some people online who just go way too far too personal with it. Like, I'm critical of footballers, but my goodness, some of the stuff I've seen around Cody Gakpo, it just veers into disgusting. No problem with anyone saying I don't rate or I'm annoyed by a performance or I don't think somebody should play, but yeah, some of the stuff online towards Cody has just been unacceptable. Maxi, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Much love. Roblox, nice. Hogs of War on PS1. What else have we got? Give me some more. Age of Apes on phone, nice. I think I still have the photo. I'll show you the photo of the arcade machine we're getting. I think I still have it somewhere here on the old Puto. Here we go, yeah. So that's the arcade machine that we're getting into the studio. And it's got 8,000 retro games on it, including Street Fighter 2, Tekken, Mortal Kombat. I think Outrun is on it as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there's 8,000 games on it. And at the top of it, like the very, very top part, they're going to put the Anfield Agenda logo in there for us as well, which is quite cool. So yeah, looking forward to having that in the old studio. A little bit of Street Fighter 2 with Craig. Wordle. I've played Wordle a few times now. Yeah, I can see the appeal of Wordle. Maxie said, I'm not joking. I could send to prove it. I'm on level 3,890 on Candy Crush. I'm a pro in it. No jokes, I promise. I believe you. Mate, I'm on level 2,400 something on Solitaire, so I can absolutely believe someone's on level 3,800 and something on Candy Crush. I have no doubt you're telling the truth, mate. I believe you. Chad said, morning Craig, great day. Nebraska basketball is about to go 22-3 and hopefully Liverpool win follows. I'd love to see Chiesa get one today. Well, delighted that Nebraska are doing well. You know, I'm proud to represent Nebraska. Chad kindly sends me over loads of cool stuff. Nebraska hoodies, t-shirts. He's my whole family decked out in Nebraska gear, to be honest with you. He sent Lucas over a Nebraska Husker shirt recently and a hoodie. So yeah, the missus is going around every day in Nebraska Cornhuskers baseball hat as well, Chad, so thank you. But yeah, it'd be lovely to see Fede get himself a goal today. Alien 3 was an awesome game. Do you know what? I don't remember playing Aliens. Like, I love the old classics, you know, all the Marios, Mario Kart, Sonic and at the Olympics, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. They're all the games that I played growing up. So they're the ones. I've not really stayed playing games as I've gotten older because I haven't had the time. Call of Duty. Nice. Adrian said, what's up, Craig? Love your energy, mate. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, that's golded. Crash Bandicoot's golded, definitely. Paperboy. Oh, my days. Tax-paying cash cow. You're bringing me back there with Paperboy, mate. Wow. What was the other one that was cool for a while? Do you remember the one where you had the crumpled up paper and you threw it towards the rubbish bin and there was a fan blowing? That game was quite fun as well on the old mobile, where you had to throw the paper into the rubbish bin. Streets of Rage was goat in the day. Wow. Streets of Rage, Brad. You're taking me back, my man. Wow. Reliving my youth here. Class. Paper Toss. That was the one. Yeah, that was brilliant. I don't know. I love Paper Toss. That was class. White Hammer said, where did you get the arcade machine? I'd love one. My wife found the guy, I think, on Instagram. If you want to email White Hammer, Connor will forward it on to me. If you want to email contact that, I'll pass you on his information. It's not even as expensive as you think. I think the machine was like €1,300, something like that. 1.3 or 1.4, can't remember the exact amount. But yeah, he does them in lots of different designs as well. And you can get tabletop ones, full-size ones. So yeah, if you want to email Whitehammer, promise you, man, we'll get back to you and let you know exactly. We'll pass you on his number. Craig, I played Dream League Soccer, PES and FC of every Liverpool player this season and last. Every time I play slot style, I lose. You just glitched. Do you remember Sensible Soccer, lads, from back in the day? I played Dream League Soccer, PES. I've never really been a PES person. I know, didn't Liverpool have a deal with PES back in the day? Yeah, I've never really been a PES person, but I did play Sensible Soccer way back when. Galaxy and Plants vs. Zombies. The original Resident Evil. Nice. Here, does anybody remember Virtua Tennis? That was one of my favourite arcade games. It's not on that machine now. Excuse me. But Virtua Tennis, yeah, that was awesome. I had the highest record in Snake on Facebook in the country back in 2010. You can get SF2 full arcade machine for under £600 now. Nice. This one has 8,000 games on it though. Yeah. But look, that's class as well. It's class, yeah. I love that these things are now far more accessible to us, than they would have been in years gone by. And we can all, afford to get something like that. Because I would have dreamt, like, let's be honest, growing up as a kid, you'd have dreamt about owning an arcade machine, like. Roller Coaster Tycoon, or whatever the game was called, said Connor. Amiga Console 64, said Michael Dunstan. I think I've said this a few times, mate, but for me, the first one ever was a Commodore 64. That was my very first ever games console. Mum and Dad got it for me for Christmas when I was about 6 or 7. No, actually, it would have been at least 7, now that I think about it, because we'd moved house. So I would have been at least 7. Silent Hill, nice. Oh, I'm going to bring you back for a second, right? Who remembers Duck Hunt on the Nintendo 64? Or the SNES? Was it the SNES? Duck Hunt was goated, lads. Duck Hunt. And in the arcade, I bet you I can name a game that you've all played in the arcade if you're around my age. Are you ready? Because you're going to say, yes, Craig, I've played this game. Time Crisis. Come on now. Come on now. Time Crisis is absolute brilliant. Oh my days. Red just said, just found out my missus is on level 5,354 on Candy Crush. I'm not reading out the last part because your missus will kill you for that, man. But wow. Holy shit. That's incredible. Love Time Crisis. Yeah, Time Crisis was epic. Absolutely epic. Jason Vaughn said, yes, boy. Love Time Crisis, said Matt. Dragon's Lair. Nice, yes. I love Pole Position in the arcade. What was the one? Was it Outrun? I think was the one I used to always play in the arcade. Time Crisis was class, though. I used to always, as soon as I go out to Bray to the arcades in Bray, I'd go play a bit of pool and snooker, but then I'd run straight for Time Crisis. Time Crisis, Virtua Tennis, they were my two that I was glued to in the arcades. Shinobi. Shinobi's on that games machine, on this one. Shinobi comes as one of the games on that. And as I said, if anybody wants to email to get in touch about it, we can pass on the contact info for that guy. But yeah, Shinobi, wow, that's taking me back. Pink Gun and Blue Gun, yep. Spot on, Percy, spot on. Streets of Rage, yes. Dean, my man, Streets of Rage, yes, we love that. Can we get a Craig versus Connor penalty shootout video? We did a video before where we went playing foot golf, and Connor whooped me in foot golf. But that was a good fun day out. I enjoyed that one. Ekatike injured or rested? He's rested, mate. He's on the bench. He's on the bench for this one. I'll just go through and read out the bench for you just in case you haven't seen it. So tonight's bench for the Reds: Georgie Mamadashvili, Gomez, Ekatike, Robbo, Gravenberg, Nioni, Ramsey, Morrison, and Rio. That's the Reds bench. What's your favourite game you've played? Oh. Do you know what, Scotty? It's probably Tiger Woods. Because I used to have epic battles with my cousins playing Tiger Woods. Like, yeah. So probably Tiger Woods. That's a game I spent so many hours. And I hate golf, which makes it really funny, like, because I've never played golf. So Tiger Woods was just epic. I loved playing that. I loved the commentary on it. I loved everything on it. I thought it was brilliant. But in the arcade, Virtua Tennis was probably my go-to. That and that Outrun, back in the day, Street Fighter 2. Joust and Frogger. Frogger is on the machine. Frogger was one of the games. I checked for Frogger as soon as I got the list of games. Bomb Jack, Street Fighter out, Wonder Boy, all classics, Colette. All classics, my friend. So, will we do a bit of gaming content then? When the arcade machine gets up and running, will we do some streams where we're playing some of the old retro games? How's life treating you? Good, but I got a question for you. Thank you for asking, Adam, because I've got a question. I asked this on my WhatsApp or my Discord. So last night, my daughter was up in Dublin a few days ago, and she went into Marks and Spencers, and I think I've told you this story before. We don't have Marks and Spencers down where I live, so whenever my daughter's up in Dublin, I ask her to pop into Marks and Spencers because we love a lot of the stuff from Marks and Spencers. So my daughter went in, she got us this giant cookie that has to bake in the oven, and it was going out of date yesterday. So I said to Sabrina, "Look, we best cook this cookie and eat it because I hate wasting food." So anyway, long story short, we cooked it last night. We halved it, and then we had some ice cream with it. But I was eating mine, and I got a little bit of plastic in it. And it was like a small little bit of flat plastic, and I just kind of picked it on my tongue and threw it away. Because I thought, oh well, maybe something just, fell in or something. But then I was chewing another bit a minute later, and there was a bit of sharp, hard plastic inside the cookie. Like, cased inside. It didn't land on it around, was inside it. And I still have it. And I don't know what to do with it. Surely I have to let Marks Spencers know. Because if that had been a child, like, it cut the roof of my mouth a tiny bit, and my throat's a little bit sore today, but I managed to get it back up. And I just don't know what to do. I surely got to contact him, because I don't want that from them. Or, like, I'm not saying it in that way. I mean it from the point of view of, if that was a child or something, man. If that was a child, that could have really hurt them. Or anybody, if they'd have swallowed it. So yeah, any advice on that one? Definitely, because, surely reporting is the right thing to do, right? Still have the batch number and all that. We have the packaging, like, to make sure, but... Brian, how are we, bro? Always a pleasure. Said ESPN roasting Slot about his excuse making, defeatist comments, dull demeanour. We're clearly not outliers in our criticism. Love to all. It's funny you mention that, Brian, because I'll take your ESPN, mate, and I'll raise you this. 1 second. So ESPN said what you've said. Well, here's Sam Wallace of the Telegraph. The view from Liverpool remains that any leading European club looking for a new manager this summer would consider Arne Slot, were he not already in one of the top jobs. There's unequivocal backing for him inside the club from a tactical point of view, as well as his man management. That's the part that really made me laugh. The club admire the way in which he's handled the major squad changes in and out this summer, the Salah explosion, neglecting that, he caused that, and the general change in the opposition approach to Liverpool. Just to us, not to the league-wide, just to us. Managers who absorb pressure rather than deflect or simply point the finger when it comes to ownership and recruitment tend to maintain goodwill for much longer. Translated, managers who don't call out owners and are good little boys that don't kick up a fuss obviously are going to be tolerated longer because they're not kicking up a fuss. Like, that's just common sense. So yes, Brian, I'll take your ESPN and I'll raise you Sam Wallace of the Telegraph. Mary said, Craig, let them know there could be more cookies out there. Yeah, I think I will. I think it is the right thing to do because, like I said, I'd hate to see that happen to a child or something, where they cut the inside of the mouth, or heaven forbid they swallow it, like. So it is Jones at right back. We can confirm that now, that it is Curtis Jones at right back. Liverpool NE said, I got my black shirt on, Craig. We could be twins, only I have a full head of hair. So do I. Genuinely. I keep making this point because, honestly, if I was bald, properly bald, like, I'd lean into it. I'd have no issue admitting it, but I'm actually, do have a full head of hair. My wife just would divorce me if I let my hair grow. Oh, by the way, also, I see Dara O'Brien's bringing back Mock the Week. Hi, Dara. Yeah, well, if you ever need anyone to stand in, we could probably share the same jacket size, and certainly, we have similar humour. So, Dara, if you need anybody to step in, work away. When does Isak come back? Not 100% sure, Paul, but there was some good signs the other day. There was some images of him doing a little bit of ball work at the AXA. Not sure exactly, as I said, when he'll be ready to go yet, but certainly promising signs that he's at least able to go out on the grass now and start to do a little bit. Two episodes in already. Tomorrow's the third one. Oh, he's done two already, has he? I thought it was only starting this Sunday. I set a reminder to record it. Must go back actually and watch the earlier ones. I thought it was only starting. Cool, nice. I have two to watch tonight. Then happy days. Davey, how are we, Davey? Welcome in, my man. Said late to the party, golden axe, or am I just ancient? I don't remember the game, Davey, but I'm 44, so I'm fairly old in gaming terms as well. And I think somebody mentioned golden axe earlier on, bro. But yeah, it's not one that I remember anyway. The Keegan hair, Craig photo. Oh, that was a wig, man. That one was a wig. That was a wig that Dave brought with him one night when we were watching the final. So yeah, that definitely wasn't real hair. Delhi and India in the house, David. How are we, bro? Much love to you. Hope Delhi's treating you well, sir. Crash Bandicoot. Oh, Ollie, that's goated, mate. That's goated. Sweden's coach said that he hoped signals from the player that he might be back in the national break. Yep, we spoke about that yesterday. He was speaking about Kulusevski and Isak, Graham Potter, and he said that maybe hope to have them for the March internationals. But look, obviously Liverpool should be the priority here, and I'm sure nobody wants Isak rushed back. Everybody wants it to be him fully ready to go. So fingers crossed we see him ASAP, but let's not rush back in here. Hey Craig, keep up the good work here since Twitch. Appreciate you, Josh, man. Really do. 7 months with us as a member as well, and yeah, only the OGs remember the Twitch days, mate. So thank you. Appreciate you. Is Leone fit? No, he's out for the season. I haven't even seen any images of him doing anything, So yeah, unfortunately, Leone's out for the season. You may get him back late in the season, but either way, I think the plan with Giovanni will be to prepare him for a pre-season. Donkey Kong, yeah, that's a classic, man. Can't argue with Donkey Kong. Absolute classic. The Spondulix was a throwback. It was definitely. Do you know what? I'll always have a fond spot for Twitch because Twitch allowed us to become full time at this. Twitch, the guarantee that we got from Twitch to do a year on there allowed us to start to become, I guess, professional, if you want to call it that. So I'll always have a soft spot for Twitch. Always will. We were very well looked after and treated by Twitch when we were over there. But when the year was up, myself and Connor just kind of looked at each other and just said, YouTube's our home. YouTube's where we belong. Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, Darwizzy, what a game, man. I just love anything Sonic. Just as a brand, I just love Sonic. Do I watch any rugby? I don't really, but my daughter plays rugby, and my daughter's boyfriend are both mad into the rugby. And I seen the result of the Ireland game earlier on. Apparently, Prendergast had a bit of a horror show, but yeah, I'd be very a casual rugby fan. Although I did enjoy Luke Littler in rugby league last night, giving a little bit, saying he has 2 world titles, and was it Warrington only had 1, which was, I love that bit of banter from. Yeah, Connor's made a really good point actually. on this. He said the move to Twitch was the start of the 8 to 10 minute videos on here, which is true. So yeah, I mean, I'll take you through that story really quickly. So when we moved to Twitch, the rule was that any live content we did on Twitch. But we were allowed to do pre-recorded videos or highlights of our streams on Twitch for YouTube. So that was the start of our 8 to 10 minute videos. And I'm so glad that happened, because I love that we have long and short form content on here. And the 8 to 10 minute videos gave us a completely second market, a new audience for our content that wouldn't really be into or interested in longer form content. So yeah, it was everything happens for a reason, and they were all part of our evolution, I guess. But I love live stuff. I think I'm just built for doing live stuff. Is Gakpo or Fede at striker? Not sure. We think Fede, but I'm not certain yet. We know the Jones right back situation, but I'm not 100% sure on the striker. Bow Hunter said, I actually love Gakpo at striker as long as he doesn't start drifting into case of space on the wing. How did you and Connor meet? Grinder. No, I I had a podcast, and I needed a bit of artwork for the podcast. So I was still on Twitter at that time, and I put up a post on Twitter asking, for a graphic designer to help me out. Now, this is where the story gets a little bit blurry, because I thought that Connor had seen the post asking for a graphic designer, but apparently he told me a few years later that he had spammed loads of people. He'd spammed loads of people asking if they need graphic design stuff, and the timing just happened to be a coincidence. So Connor was the second person to reply. If the first person had have replied and followed through, who knows? Anfield Agenda might not have come into existence, but the first person was flaky and didn't follow through. So then I moved down the list to Connor, and Connor was spot on, and Connor was, just starting to study design in college at that point. So yeah, everything worked out perfectly. I had the pleasure of getting to know Connor over the last few years. Without a doubt, Connor's to thank for the fact that I'm still here, because, I tried to quit many, many times, and Connor had the patience of a saint in talking me back around to staying. So yeah, it's been a mad journey, and I couldn't imagine my family's life without Connor at this point. Connor is part of our family at this point. I think of him as a younger brother. Like he's means as much to myself and my wife, as any other relations that we have. He's it's been a pleasure. Getting to know him, and we're a perfect complementary mix for each other. He's far more measured and calm than I am, and I'm a hot-head lunatic. Mark Hindhaw, how are we, bro? Said, thank God you came over to YouTube, or we wouldn't have the truth teller Craig. Love you. Right back at you, Mark. Thank you, bro. Honestly, very kind of you all. Thank you. Connor was Craig curious. There we go, Jack. There we go. Right, ladies and gents, the teams are in the tunnel walking out onto the hallowed turf of Anfield. Let's just check. I just need to check a couple of things. Yeah, that's working. Yeah, teams are walking out onto the hallowed turf of Anfield. Anfield looking beautiful. I do love these Saturday night kickoffs. Have you seen the new tracky jacket and pants the boys arrived in tonight? Need that jacket. That jacket's been out ages. I have that tracksuit top. Unless it's a slightly different variant of it. But that red and white tracksuit top, I have that. I think that was the first new thing I bought from Liverpool when they switched over to Adidas. Right, so let me quickly again run through the teams, everyone, just in case you haven't seen it yet. We'll start off with the away side, Brighton. It's Steele, Dunk, Van Heck, Hinchelwood, Baleba, Koustalis, Kadioglu, Gomez, Gross, Veltman and Howell. That is the starting 11 for Brighton. The Brighton bench is as follows. 1 second. The Brighton bench is Verbruggen, Jorginho, Minta, Welbeck, Milner, much love Jimmy Milner, Buscagli, Mitoma, Wiefer and De Kuiper. That is the Brighton team and bench. For Liverpool, in goal, it is Alisson Becker. Right back, we believe, will be Curtis Jones tonight. Left back, going to be Milos Kerkez. Centre back pairing of Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate. A midfield of Dominic Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister and Florian Wirtz. Then it is a front three of Mohamed Salah, Federico Chiesa and Cody Gakpo. Your bench tonight for the Reds: Georgi Mamadashvili, Gomez, Ekitike, Robbo, Gravenberch, Nioni, Ramsey, Morrison and Engamoa. Right, remember, we do have to see a result tonight, so come what may, we will know the victor of this game, even if it goes all the way through to extra time and penalties. We will be here to take you through it. A place in the 5th round awaits the winners, and of course, we hope it's the Reds. Do you think if we had more squad depth, there would have been a much different 11 that we went out? No, I think it would have still been strong because of the way the fixtures have run out. We've 8 days rest after this one, so I think we would have still gone strong come what may. Unless, of course, we were home against, let's say, a non-league outfit or, you know, something like that. Maybe would have mixed it up a bit, but yeah, I think he would have gone fairly strong. Phil Private, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, Phil. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you. Right, lads, we need the likes up. We need 318 likes in the next 30 seconds. So hit that like button really quickly. We got to keep our record up and going here. So my bad for not reminding everyone, but if you can, please do quickly hit that like button for me before the game gets underway. Got to get the likes. Got to get the likes, lads. Oh, it's jumping up there now. Come on. Keep hitting that button. Oh, it is a new tracksuit, is it? Oh, if it's a new tracksuit, I'll be having a bit of that. I'm going to have a look at the website actually during the game, see if it is a new trackie. If it is, we'll be having a little bit of that. Oh, 60 to go. Come on, boys. Keep hitting that. Girls, come on. Let's go. A few seconds to go. Can we make it? We're underway. And we got there. Woo! Right on it. Right. Brighton kicking off left to right. We're underway, by the way. I'll sync up for everybody in a second. McAllister, he plays it off a Brighton player. Ball break, Brighton in possession. Remember, there's no VAR tonight, ladies and gents. There is goal line technology, but no VAR. I have to check this tracksuit now to see if it is legit. I'll sync up at 1 minute for everyone. If there's a new tracksuit out, we're having a bit of that. Can't see it listed yet, but we'll have a bit of that. Right, ball played down Liverpool's left-hand side. Brighton inside the penalty area. Van Dijk comes out, puts a bit of pressure on, forces Brighton backwards. We are coming up to 1 minute, which I'll sync up now for everyone. Right, folks, we are at 1 minute and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Jones now. He gets beaten to the ball, but Konate's there to clear it. Ironmonger said 18th birthday present, was happy with a Wrexham win, but a Liverpool win would make the weekend better. Happy birthday, my man. 18th as well. What an important birthday that is. So happy birthday to you, my friend. Many, many happy returns, and I hope you get the win that you desire, but I also hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a great adult life ahead of you. Right, so Jones defo right back. We know that. It looks like Gakpo's on the left to me and Chiesa's through the centre. Brighton on the attack. They've cleared. Second ball now. Salah has a far right. It's Brighton making all the early going here, but Liverpool on the counter now, looking to play in. Florian Wirtz goes off the head of the Brighton defender and straight through to the keeper. But yeah, it's Chiesa central. Gakpo left. Salah right. Jones at right back. How are we, Carl? Always lovely to see you, bro. Give my love to Julie as well. I hope you're both well, and thank you, man. 54 months with us as a member as well. Absolute legend of a man. Thank you, Carl. Right, Brighton again in possession. They've got one man ahead. Ball played through Canade does well though to usher it through to Alisson. Brighton definitely started quickly tonight. Jones now in possession for Liverpool. Ball into Mohamed Salah. Back out to Curtis Jones, right hand side. Liverpool attacking the Annie Road end, by the way, in the first half, as we know we like to do. Canade. Back to Ali. Ali to Virgil. Milos Kerkez. It was mad seeing how close West Ham were earlier on, like going through 1-0 against Brighton in extra time. So I take it Newcastle knocked Villa out then. It was 3-1 in the end, I think, if I remember correctly, you guys telling me. Why is Mamardashvili not playing? I'm not sure, my friend. I'm not sure. You know, that's one for Arna. But I would have expected him to play in a cup game, but I don't know. It's the manager's decision. And look, I'm not angry seeing Alisson in goal. You know, you always want to see a strong team out there, but certainly agree with your confusion. I would have thought maybe Mamardashvili played this one. Again, Brighton chest the ball infield. They're looking to play around the press. Baleba now to Minta. Oh, sorry, Minta's on the bench. Excuse me. Baleba switches it across. I'm still getting used to some of these Brighton numbers. They've got quite a strong bench, actually, Brighton, looking at it. So they have plenty of options as well to bring off the bench should they need it. They've got Minta, Welbeck, Jimmy Milner, Matoma from an attacking perspective, De Kuiper as a left back. Brighton knocked the ball forward into the Liverpool half. Again, there's space there between the lines for Brighton. They've had a bit of joy finding space here early doors, especially between Liverpool's defence and midfield. They move the ball into the left channel. So, I know it's early days, but we're supposed to be a team who dominate possession, remember? And in this game, we look more like we're set up to counter. Jones now. He switches the ball out looking for Gakpo. It's intercepted by the Brighton defender and they move it into midfield. So far, it's Brighton making all the early going. 75% possession so far for Brighton inside the opening 5 minutes. Declan said, how have you been keeping, Craig? I'm not too bad, my friend. Not too bad. Hope life's treating you well. Brighton again on the attack. Virgil's back there. Canade mops it up, goes back to Alisson. Alisson out right-hand side to Curtis Jones. Curtis cuts infield. Again, it's risky stuff from Liverpool. Ball out from Alisson was looking for Veert, but again, it's a Brighton player there first. And look at that space again in midfield. It's worrying me how much space the likes of Baleba and those other Brighton players are finding out there in the middle of the park. You sound much more optimistic this time. I'm just trying to be happy, mate. You know, just trying to enjoy my time with you guys on here and enjoy the Reds where possible. You know, I don't want to be angry and frustrated at what we're seeing, but you know, that win against Sunderland was certainly much needed and much appreciated as well. But tonight, yeah, we certainly started this game second best. Brighton controlling the opening exchanges. Brighton again, moving the ball around quickly. So again, remember, the narrative that we're keep being told is that Liverpool are a possession-based team who like to keep the ball and dominate opponents. Well, like I've said, at the start of this game, if there's one team controlling and keeping the ball, it ain't us. Canade, back to Ali. Again, he was under a bit of pressure. Tries the ball to Virgil. It's overhit, but it works out as it goes to Milosh. To Cody. He has his ankles clipped. Free kick to Liverpool. Halfway inside their own half. Phil said, I'm in a pub in Brighton watching the game. Friendly atmosphere. Nice. They're a good bunch, the Brighton fans. And yeah, nothing but respect for them. It's a great football club. You know, they've really, really shown the way as their data-led approach in recent years has brought them some wonderful, wonderful talent. Virgil plays the ball into Chiesa. And Liverpool give it away as McAllister tries to thread the ball through. It's intercepted by Brighton on the attack. I think Chiesa's unlucky there, lads. I think Chiesa gets the ball. I think Chiesa gets the ball first. Watch. How's that a foul? How is that a foul? How's that a fucking foul, ref? Gee, come on. Mythical Returns. How are we, bro? Thank you for being a member with us for 30 months. Really appreciate you. That was never a foul. Free kick to Brighton in a wide area here, but it was a fair challenge from Chiesa. Right, here comes the delivery. Ball in, flicked on. Second ball to back post. Strike. Straight at Alisson, thankfully. Lads, am I wrong or do I have memories of Kadioglu scoring a worldie against us recently in the last season or so? I have visions of him scoring a back post worldie or something like that. Again, Brighton first to every second ball. Every break of the ball, Brighton are there. It was the 2-1 win, thank you. I knew I'd some recollection of his name scoring a worldie. Wirtz drifted into the right channel now. Goes down to Mohamed Salah. Salah, back to Jones. Salah, again, tries a cross in, comes back off the legs of the Brighton defender. Szoboszlai, back to Mo. Mo gets away from his man, gets to the byline. Salah can't find the ball, it's blocked. He got into a good position there, Mo. Would have wanted to get his head up a little bit earlier and release that one, but it was cleared by Brighton. Liverpool throw in. Kieran said, what do you think the final score is going to be? 2-all. 2-all, mate, and into extra time is my guess. You spaced it off the way we've started as well. Like Brighton seem like they've come here with some proper intent to play. They're very, very good at moving the ball. Those little rondos that you see in training, Brighton putting that into action with just triangular movements, playing through the lines of Liverpool and around that press. If you just look in the centre of the park there now, for their shape is... Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on the movements off the ball here. Salah's in a bit of space on the far side, if we can move this quickly. McAllister, back to Virgil. Again, it's just a bit slow. Look at the space Salah's been in. And eventually the ball gets out there, but that's when he's been closed down. Ball inside to Jones. Jones nearly tripping himself up there. Ball back to Szoboszlai. Virgil. Lovely ball into Kirkes. He pulls it back. Kirkes. Offside flag goes up. Offside flag goes up. But lovely little drop of the shoulder there from Kirkes. Let's have a look. That's close. It's close. Hard to say with the naked eye, but lovely composed bit of play from Kirkes after that. But unfortunately, the flag went up, so it is offside. McAllister. Back to Alisson. Ali puts the boot through, but launches it long upfield. Brighton win the first header. Second ball as well. Baleba now. Dunk. Again, it's Brighton who look comfortable keeping the ball here, trying to draw Liverpool on to play around the press. Van Dijk does well. He's so solid aerially, isn't he, Virgil? Like, my goodness. I can't remember Virgil losing aerial duels. Like, every time Virgil has to step up on the halfway to win a header, he does it. Brighton now on the attack. Bit of pace here. Ball pulled back across the face of the Liverpool penalty area, and Jones clears it on the far side. That was a worrying turn of pace for us there from the Brighton player. Just absolutely left Liverpool players for dead. Just picks it up, runs at the Liverpool defence, flies past everybody, and gets a cross in. And thankfully for us, there's nobody there for the tap in. But wakey, boys, come on. Wirtz now to Salah. Still Mo. Goes back to Wirtz. Salah, back to Wirtz. Free kick Liverpool. Far side, edge of the box. Wirtz knocked the ball past. Dunk brings him down. And referee immediately blows for a free kick to Liverpool. And we know how good we've been from set pieces recently. So, fingers crossed we have something up our sleeves here. I don't know what Dunk's complaining about. He clearly caught Florian Wirtz there. Gets a yellow card for it as well, which is good news for us. Having one of the centre-backs on the yellow early doors. He did get a card in the end, Mark. He did. I didn't think he did at first either, mate, but he did get one there in the end. Right. Salah over the free kick. Verge is headed towards the back post. We know Liverpool have loaded the 6-yard box recently. Salah puts in a cross. That's a fucking waste, Mo. He overhits one to the back post and it just sails over everybody's head and wide. He's got Szoboszlai on the edge of the box. Look, begging for it. Even Dom's annoyed at him. He dropped into a pocket of space on the edge of the box and there wasn't anyone within 10 yards of him. Brighton go short with the goal kick. Still looking to play their way out. Oof. Gee, that is... Baleba did very well there because Brighton keeper played the ball to Baleba. 3 Liverpool players around him. Baleba just about manages to keep possession and then clears his lines for Liverpool throw-in. That was dangerous from the Brighton keeper. Look at this. 2 lads right there with him and then Wirtz as well if he needed. So, yeah. Either brave or silly, but they got away with it just about. Kirkes. He's dispossessed. Brighton clear their lines. Canade heads it into Dominic Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai to Kirkes. Good footwork from him. Draws a foul. Free kick to Liverpool on the near side. I see a few people in the chat think Mo was shooting with that attempt. If he was, that makes it even worse, in all honesty. I gave him the benefit of the doubt thinking he was trying to dink it to the far post, but if that was a shot, I mean, the angle just wasn't there for a shot for a start. Right, Szoboszlai over this one. Brighton holding a line a couple of yards ahead of the edge of the 18-yard box. Referee... He's blown up here, but did he blow up before the free kick was taken? I think he did. And if he's blown up before the free kick was taken, obviously this should be a free kick to Liverpool. Yeah, he did indeed. So it is a free kick Liverpool again. Salah still wrestling with one of the defenders. Cross in. Brighton get a first head on it. Second ball breaks. And Salah lets it go out for a corner. Come on, boys. Right, Mo. You know what to do. Into the 6-yard box with it, Mo. His delivery from corners this season, actually, Mo, has been quite good. I know his free kick earlier was shocking, but his deliveries from corners have been quite good. And you can see Liverpool have 4 lads inside the 6-yard box here. Van Dijk, Kanade, Chiesa. Gakpo hanging around there as well, right on the edge. Mo goes low towards the near post looking for a flick from Chiesa, but too easy to clear. Right, folks, we are 18 and a half minutes in, still scoreless. Not really any clear-cut chances for either side so far. If I can ask a little favour though, folks, if you can, hit that like button if you're new to the channel. We'd love you to hit that subscribe button as well. Every single one of you that hits the subscribe button helps us on our dream to chase down 1 million subscribers. I don't know if it's a dream or a fantasy, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Brighton spread the ball out left side. Liverpool win the second ball with Szoboszlai. Back out to Salah. Salah now. Again. So many times Salah just plays the ball into the legs of a defender in front of him. Now, I know at times he's often being crowded out with 2 or 3 people around him, but it's frustrating the amount of times that happens. Good upper body strength there from Salah. Does well. Wins a free kick. Well done, Mo. Good play. Frankie, how are you, dude? Frankie Ferguson, appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the kind words. Virgil. To Cody. Cody cuts inside, tries the ball, Kirkes, which Milos just about keeps in, plays it off Van Heck, and it'll be a Liverpool corner. Well done, Milos. Didn't think he was going to get on the end of that, but he showed a good turn of pace there, Milos, to keep that in. Matthew said, I know most people want Morton, but if you want a true defensive midfielder, Baleba should be on our radar. I think he would be on the radar, but again, Brighton probably going to ask something like 100 million quid. And I know Manchester United have been keeping a very close eye on Carlos Baleba. I don't know from our perspective, by the way, if the homegrown quota might come into play. So, you know, Wharton obviously makes sense in that regard as well. Corner in here. Straight into the arms of the Brighton goalkeeper. Obviously, we're at the 20-minute mark. Liverpool fans singing the Ogo song. Still doesn't feel real that he's not with us anymore. PD Hward said, I don't think Mo is finished, but I do think he needs to adapt his game to take account of the fact that he's aging and is slower. Some manage it well, some don't. Yeah, there are definitely aspects of his game that I think has improved as he's gotten a little bit older. His range of passing is one that I think has improved. But these little balls into the legs of defenders, they're frustrating at times. Virgil, back to Ali. To Virgil. Milos. Virgil into the left channel now. To Florian Wirtz. Back to VVD. Virg pings one into midfield. Brighton win the first ball. Are you finished smashing up the kitchen? Gakpo. His strike's blocked. My wife sounds like she's in there with a sledgehammer in the kitchen. Maybe she's playing with her Valentine's Day rock. Jones. Picks out Chiesa right side of the Brighton penalty area and he overruns it. It'll be a Brighton goal kick. She's probably just in there enjoying her Valentine's Day rocks, to be honest, like I said. Would you rather have Kane or Isak? Isak, because of the age thing, because of the age factor. You know, Isak's got plenty more years left in the tank, but Harry Kane, look, as a goal scorer, he's nothing to prove to anybody. You know, he's an out and out goal scoring machine. But I'd rather Isak because of the longevity. Mad Scriber said never backing Gakpo. I haven't said a word about Gakpo, mate. I haven't said a damn thing. And I don't know if you're having a pop of the chat or me, but I've been saying multiple times in recent days that I think Cody's been getting over the top grief at times. But yeah, I'm certainly not attacking a mate, so I don't know if that comment was aimed at the chat or me. Free kick here to Brighton. Second ball played across. Flag goes up. Free kick. Frank, you can't be removing messages just because someone says Gakpo's so bad. Mods need to understand people are allowed opinions. Don't be removing a comment that just gives an opinion. He didn't call him an arsehole. He didn't say, he just said he's so bad. He's entitled to that opinion. Please don't be removing comments that we just don't like. And the caps thing, again, it's not as big an issue as it needs to be. Just, let people have an opinion. I don't know if you'd warned him about the caps multiple times, but, I don't have a bigger problem with the caps as the mods seem to. But yeah, anyway, we move. Brighton ping one out left. And it goes out. Liverpool ball. Craig, when you say rock, are you referring to a diamond or an actual rock? Oh, I'm referring to an actual rock. One of them solar rocks, that is an LED light. Genuinely. That's what the Valentine's present was today. 2 large ones of them and 4 little small rocks for the back garden. Brighton. My wife. She actually would. If I spent money on diamond for my wife, she'd probably lose the plot. Genuinely, she's the least flashy human being ever. She's the exact opposite of me. Whereas I dream about wearing Tag Heuer watches and stuff like that, my wife's a very simplistic human being. There's men down all over the park here. Canade's down. Kirk is... No, it's Chiesa that's down. Chiesa's down holding his right leg. I thought you meant sweet seaside treat rock. No. I mean actual, here's a solar LED rock, love. Love you. Love Chiesa, but he's better coming off the bench, said James Hart. Look, I totally understand him playing Chiesa today for a couple of reasons. Like I said, we've only got one centre forward fit at the minute. And we all want to see Chiesa get some game time as well, but I can understand it from a squad management perspective. Did you make chocolates, Craig? Make? No. Eat? Yes. Allison. Ball out to Maka. Maka goes out to Canade. Do you miss Darwin and Joel Matip? Because I sure do. Matip, yes. Darwin, in some aspects, yes. Like, it was his finishing that drove us all mental. Darwin's work rate, effort, all that kind of stuff, his ability to be a pain in the arse for defences. I don't think anyone questioned any of that, but his finishing was just, it just was nowhere near good enough. So no, I don't miss him, but Matip, yes. Ball out to Salah. Salah back to Jones. Jones strike. Ooh. He feels it took a nick on the way through. Referee says goal kick, but I had the keeper scrambling, I tell you that. Craig, I think we need this cup to save our season, said Jason Ray. Yeah, we were talking about it before the game, Jason, and Jones was 100% right there, by the way. That should have been a corner. It came off the knees of the Brighton player, so Jones was spot on, appealing for the corner. I don't know if it would save the season. It would certainly be better than no trophy, absolutely. Like, I'm not trying to say it wouldn't, but it wouldn't save a season for me. It would just be a good consolation, if that makes sense. Would you take a prime Matip or a prime Canade at centre-back? Well, I don't think I can answer that question because I don't think we've seen prime Canada yet. I don't think he's gotten into his prime of his career yet. My wife's very... Where are you off to? My wife's very kindly brought in her Valentine's present, everybody. Here it is. Like I promised, a nice big rock from my wife.
Shiny one.
The love of my life.
It's a shiny rock.
It is a shiny rock, yeah. I don't know whether on and off.
Little squishy button.
I don't know, love.
It's a squishy button underneath.
There you go. There's her rock. Where's the squishy button? Ah. Good work, love.
That one's probably not got any light on it yet. It is working.
There you go. Look at that shiny rock. Huh? Do you know what I mean? Don't say I'm not romantic.
Big shiny rock.
Get your rocks off. Get your rocks off. No, I wasn't lying. Craig's a man of the truth. You know? Contain yourself, ladies. Contain yourself. There'll be many an elbow going into husbands and fellas now on the sofa going, hang on a minute, where's my rock? Huh? Where's my rock? I'm so effing annoyed at Gakpo being useless, said not from here. Look, what annoys me most about the Gakpo situation isn't actually Cody Gakpo. It's the fact we don't have another, what the manager deems as a viable option. Because I've said this before, even just from a squad pressure perspective, I think not having competition for positions isn't a healthy thing. So last year when we had the likes of Diaz and Gakpo, I thought it gave us a good balance because they're two very different styles of left winger. Right, we are 31, nearly 32 minutes into this one, still scoreless. Brighton have the ball in the middle of the park, tried to thread it through, but Liverpool have too many men back, and Verge goes back to Ali. Ali goes out to Jones. Jones under a little bit of pressure. Dinks a nice ball out to Milos Kerkez left side. Kerkez to Maka. Maka into Florian Wirtz. Again, he tries to get one touch, get the ball out of his feet, knock it past the man, but a little bit too much on it and it goes out for a throw into Brighton. Wife is the rock. Well played, sir. Well played. Recce LFC, well played, man. That's some brownie point building right there, sir. Well done. I'm going to rob that one later on. I'm not even joking. I got you that rock, Sabrina, because you've been my rock and I wouldn't be here without you, love. Well played, mate. I'm robbing that one later on. Again, Brighton trying to thread the ball through and it rolls harmlessly through to Alisson. Salah, again, he turns inside, tries to get away from his man. He's pulled back, free kick to Liverpool. What made you think a rock was romantic? Do you not understand sarcasm, mate? No. Nothing about me thinking a rock is romantic. She went out and bought the rock today. It was just a coincidence and I just made a joke out of it. I don't think a rock is romantic. She's married to me, mate. She's already won. I don't know what it is she's won, but, you know. Soboslai, back to Ali. The news about Diaz wanting to come back to Anfield, is that real? I've certainly not seen it, my friend. I've not seen it. I've seen stories about Diaz today and about the contract situation when he was here, but nothing suggesting he's coming back. Soboslai, he goes out to Gakpo. The news or the comments from the Hungarian national team coach really annoyed me today about Soboslai. Free kick here to Liverpool. Gakpo cut inside and referee adjudged he was clipped and brought down by the Brighton player. Kind of, he did. He ran across his path and knocked Gakpo down. I don't think he can have any complaints about that. Rock solid present. There you go. At least something will be rock solid today, huh? Chance to be a fine thing. Right, free kick. Dom over it. Kind of the opposite side, similar position to where Salah was. A little bit closer to the edge of the 18. It'll be interesting to see if he does fizz this one towards the back post as a kind of cross-come shot or what Dom does with it. But here we go. Strike. Goal. 1-0 Liverpool. Cody Gakpo. Boom. Header. Beautiful. We'll take that. We will take that. What? Hang on. What's going on here? Flags up. No goal. Flags up. No goal. Yeah, he's offside. He's right. It's a good spot. It's a good spot. He is offside. Initially, I thought there was no way, but honestly, on the replay, it was a good spot. Can't, look, annoyed, but can't complain about it. He was offside. Great delivery, though, from Dom into a perfect area. And we are talking, half a yard, but he was just offside. It's a correct decision. As much as it's sad, because, I thought we were 1-0 up, but you got to say it was the right call. Yeah, great idea to fizz it. Totally agree. If you're fizzing it into the right area, all it takes is a touch in any which way and it can fly in. And, credit to Cody. If he had stayed that half yard, would have been a well-worked set piece again. But unfortunately, it was off. Salah now. Salah. Ooh, little toe poke. Straight at the keeper. Unlucky, Mo. Unlucky. 6, 7, 8, 9. Will you be my Valentine? Deal. Deal. Although I expect a present. What's my present now? I've accepted your suggestion to be your Valentine. Now what do I get? Where's my prezi? Villa's goal was offside but given. That's right, Ian, but I don't know what you want me to say to it. I mean, it shouldn't have been given, but it was. But that's just because the linesman didn't spot it. The linesman here did spot it. I can't get angry at a linesman for making a right decision. I agree, and I said earlier on, by the way, at the start of the watch-along, that, if I was a Newcastle fan during that game, I'd have been really annoyed. Kirkes! Ooh! Unlucky. Fizzes a half volley. Keeper gets a little touch on it to knock it over the bar. Unlucky Milosh. He's been getting into some good positions. Again, Maka spots a quick run, plays the ball into Milosh, heads it in front of himself, and then Catches it on the half volley. It's on the rise. Keeper has to touch it over the bar and does, but great spot by Maka and a good chance, a good shot from Milos. Liverpool corner now. Far side. It's been a good few minutes for the Reds here as they ratchet up the pressure. Here comes the signal. Mo puts one in again, tries that near post one. He'll get another go at it though as it comes out off a Brighton defender. Van Heck isn't happy about the decision, but it will be another corner to Liverpool. Salah over it. Maka and Szoboszlai pull back to the edge of the box. Ball played in. Free kick, says the referee, to Brighton, foul from Canade. Let's have a look. Actually, it's actually Virgil. It's Virgil with the foul. Virgil pushes in to the back of the Brighton defender, is what the referee spotted. What did the Hungarian coach say about Dom? He said it's always... I'll read it out to you, just so I don't misquote him. He said, Szoboszlai, since he started playing football as a child, Real Madrid has always been his dream. From the moment Dominic began playing football, he had one single dream, to play for Real Madrid. I don't know why he needed to come out with that garbage. I don't know what good that does Dom, Liverpool, or anybody in the situation. He should just keep his mouth shut. Matthew said, Kirkes is so exciting when Slot doesn't force him to be a third centre-back during build-up. Yeah, he's really growing into the role at Liverpool, getting better and better. Which is exactly what we all hoped and wanted to see. Brighton now on the attack. Van Dijk gets across, snuffs it out and goes back to Alisson. Alisson back to Virgil. That's another foul. Surely a book in there, referee. Baleba takes Maka out and the referee does come across with a yellow. Resistance said, sorry, I'm glad Gakpo didn't score. I think we'll win anyway, and he didn't deserve it. He's been terrible, always out of position, awful on the ball. With the positional stuff, look, we don't know what instruction he's under out there. So if he is not fulfilling his role, you would hope that he's held to account by the coach. But I don't understand not wanting him to score. He's a Liverpool player, mate. You know, I know you said you think we'll win anyway, but yeah, I don't get it. Like, that's weird. To me, that's weird, man. I don't care who scores for Liverpool. If a player scores, happy days. Ball across to Salah. Pulls it back to Chiesa. Chiesa strike. It's blocked and cleared. I'm truly lost, by the way, as to how we've gotten to this level of grief Gakpo's getting. Like, I'm understanding of people having an opinion. A goal, 1-0, gets in, Curtis Jones steals in at the back post, makes it 1-0, gets in, Milos with the cross. Well done, fellas, well done. That one will stand. Yes, go on, boys. Curtis, do you know what? I paused for a second because my mate sent me a message before the game with a prize boost saying Jones to score 7-1. And I sent my mate back a message saying he's playing right back, I wouldn't put it on. And now he's just messaged me calling me a wanker. Deservedly, by the way. Lovely finish that from Jones. Kirkes does well, gets to the ball initially, plays it across, and there's Jones making a lovely back post run. 6-yard box, touches it in. My mate's giving me grief here in the messages, and I absolutely deserving of it. What a ball from Kirkes as well. But there we go. Liverpool 1-0 up, and I think deservedly, based off the last 10-15 minutes, we really have been knocking on the door. So well done. Curtis Jones with the goal, Milos Kirkes with the assist. The Reds 1-0 up, And just before half-time as well. We'll take that. We will take that. Kirkes deserves all the plaudits he's getting today. He's been brilliant. And well done as well for Curtis Jones, because if he didn't take the gamble, if he didn't make that run into the back post, he wouldn't have had the chance. So well done to everybody. Kirkes for the cross, the early cross, and Jones as well. Oh, now Miloš giving it a little bit of handbags as well. Arna steps in to break it up. Hold me back, Gaffer. Hold me back. I feel like I owe you guys a few whoop-whoops and woos, by the way. I haven't had a chance to go whoop-whoop too much lately, so whoop-whoop. 1-0. Referee just kind of getting everything settled down there after that little bit of handbags. We're back underway. Drop ball to Brighton. Ball flicked inside. Baleba, he's dispossessed. Kirkes, he's dispossessed now. Ball's been turned over left, right and centre here by everyone. Brighton now. Down the right-hand side. Good ball back inside. Corner to Brighton. Well defended, Cody Gakpo. Anyway, as I was trying to say earlier on, I understand that people could be disappointed with Gakpo's performances or not, but some of this stuff's just like... He's getting, like... We're short of somebody being in a car crash and blaming it on Gakpo, or somebody, having a flat tire and blaming it on Gakpo. It's a bit much. If you're disappointed in him, fair enough, but some of the stuff's just going a little bit over the top. Oof. Hinshelwood, was it? Ball played in there. And it was a Brighton head on it, and he probably will feel like he should have done better. Gets ahead of Cody Gakpo, who should have done better in that situation. 2 minutes added on by the ref at the end of the first half. Matthew said, Gakpo deserves criticism, lots of it, but some of the things people are saying are shocking. You think he'd personally insulted the fans at this point? Yeah, I don't get it either. Like I said, I'm all for critiquing or criticising a player's performance. I do it here every single time I think it's needed, but from some of the stuff I am seeing that people are sending me screenshots, thank Ali. Ali bailed us out. We had a mistake at the back, a slip. Ball breaks to the Brighton player. He's got a one-on-one with Alisson. He kind of seems to struggle to get it out of his feet. And then eventually just toe pokes it straight at Alisson. But well done, Ali. Again, that could have cost us there right at the end of the first half. Who was it that made the mistake? Oh, Jones slips. Curtis Jones slips. And then the ball comes to Gomez. And he tries to go through Alisson's legs. Alisson stands firm, makes the save with his right foot. Yeah, unlucky that on Jones, he slipped. Rocky said, whoop whoop, Craig's grand, but we need the dancing alien and your rendition of Blame It on the Boogie. You have a bit of a sore throat today, so that's why I didn't do it. But you are right. I promise you, next goal, if there's next goal for the Reds, you'll get the, you don't blame it on the sunshine, you don't blame it on the moonlight. You'll get the whole shebang. Is Robertson leaving this summer? I don't know, Paul. Certainly as things stand, it's not looking like there's a new contract soon that we're aware of, but the truth is, mate, I don't know the exact ins and outs. We are at half-time, ladies and gents. And at half-time it is Liverpool who lead Brighton and Hove Albion by 1-0. That goal coming via the right boot of Curtis Jones. I think it was the right boot. Either way, it came via the boot of Curtis Jones with an assist from Miloš Kirkes. Who do we get in the next round if we win? I don't think the draw is made until tomorrow, if my memory's correct. At least I know it certainly hasn't been made yet, but I think it's tomorrow. And don't forget your WFMs as well. You know, WFMs to all. If you don't know what WFM is, it's our channel motto here, and it means we're Fahooking Massive. We need a sad kitty too. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty. Purr, purr, purr. Where's the commentary? What do you want me to comment on? The ads? Because that's what's on right now. It's half time, mate. Nothing to comment on when the ads are on. Unless you want me to talk you through the ads. Oh, the draw's Monday, is it? Oh, I thought it was Sunday. My apologies. Draw's on Monday then. There we go. Bransfield, how are we, sir? Said, will the real Curtis Jones please stand up or repeat? Now I have that song in my head. But yeah, delighted for him. Honestly, he hasn't gotten as many starts as he probably would have wanted recently, but it was a lovely bit of movement from Jones across the 6-yard box there. If he didn't take the gamble on Kirkes putting the ball in, he wouldn't get there, so well done. James Smith said, Kirkes is becoming the player we signed from Bournemouth. My man of the match so far, excellent playing. I can't argue with you, James. I think he's been absolutely sensational. The Emir said, if only Kirkes played like this at the start of the season. Let's give him a little bit of understanding though, mate. You know, he was coming into a new team. I know he was Premier League proven, but he was coming into a new team. So, you know, it was always maybe going to take a bit of time for him to settle in. And again, the expectation level at Liverpool is different to a Bournemouth. So, you know, delighted though that he's really starting to show why we paid that money for him and what a good left back he's going to be. Excuse me. Right, ladies and gentlemen, at half time, the team that dominates possession in football, Liverpool, are 1-0 up. But we didn't dominate the possession. Brighton had a bit more of it with 56% of the ball. 7 shots for Liverpool, 3 on target. 7 shots for Brighton, 2 on target. Dangerous attacks, 18 for the Reds, 13 for Brighton. Corners, 4 for the Reds, 1 for Brighton. Total passes is interesting. It's not very often you see Liverpool outpassed and with less possession, but Brighton have 232 passes with an 84% passing accuracy success rate. Liverpool 173 passes with an 83% passing accuracy rate. But most importantly, and the only stat that matters, is the scoreboard. And at halftime, it is Liverpool 1, Brighton 0. Riding the Storm, say good evening, Craig. I hope you're well. Sorry I haven't been on the live much. That's all right, my man. I've been all right, dude, but have had my own struggles with mental health over the last few weeks. So I totally understand if you've had some time away yourself. I took a few days off at the start of the week just to you kind of get my head straight. But yeah, appreciate you being back in, my man. I hope that life is treating you well. Davey, so we have to expect them to come out second half like they did first half. Yeah, 100% agree with that. They're going to come out of the blocks fast. And again, a reminder, let's have a quick look at both managers' benches and what's available to them. So for Brighton, they have Verbruggen, Jorginho, Minta, Welbeck, Jimmy Milner, Buscagli, Mitoma, Wiefer and the Kuiper. They're the options for Brighton from the bench. For Liverpool, it's Georgi Mamardashvili, then it's Gomez, Ekitike, Robbo, Gravenberch, Nioni, Ramsey, Morrison and Engamoa. A reminder, this does have to be sorted tonight one way or the other. So if Brighton find a way back to get it a draw, it'll go into extra time. But thankfully right now, Curtis Jones has Liverpool 1-0 up. And again, if you're coming in late, the assist came from Milos Kerkez. Hoarder, love you too, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you. Especially on the day that's in it. Right, a quick reminder, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, oh, not that one, this one. Don't forget to enter our giveaway to win a signed Jurgen Klopp frame shirt completely free. Scan the QR code below or use the link in the description to enter. It has been brought to you thanks to our friends at the Collector's Corner as well. And don't worry, if you don't win it, but you see something on the collectorscorner.co.uk that you fancy the look of, we've got 20% off for you guys on anything store-wide at collectorscorner.co.uk. Simply use the code Anfield Agenda 1 at checkout or scan the QR code in the bottom corner. We're going to have a prize every month throughout 2026 with thanks to our friends at the Collectors Corner. Last month we gave away a signed and framed Steven Gerrard shirt. This month it's a Jurgen Klopp one. Next month, well, you'll have to wait and see. Craig, I'm still wanting to send you some money for an Anfield Agenda jersey. Any update? No, actually, no. We haven't had any forward progress on that one over the last while because we've been just trying to get the studio finished. So, yeah, I actually only sent my own shirt off to the framers there this week. Diane Taylor, how are we, Diane? So, Craig, what market value would you give or sell Macca for? Contractually, he's got... Is he got 2 years to go at the end of this season, Macca? Or is he 20? He's not 2027, is he? Somebody let me know. I think Macca's 2028. So if he has the 2 years to go, 80 million? Probably. Sounds about right. 80, 85, something around that mark. Who's more of a legend, Gerrard or Klopp? My vote, Klopp. Stevie G for me, because I look at Steven Gerrard like Superman, to be honest. But God, that's a tough question because both of them are absolute heroes. It's 2027. No, someone else says 2028. Now I'm confused. Which one is it? I thought it was 2028 myself, but I don't have the info to hand. It's 2028, a few people are saying. So it's 2028. We've got 2 years to go at the end of this season. So that means he's still in peak market value mode. Yeah, I would say about 80, 85. Would I take Tonali over Wharton? It's a good question, you know. I probably would. Truth be told, I probably would. Sandro Tonali's an exceptionally good footballer. I do like Adam Wharton. But yeah, I probably would. It's a good question, though. Let's ask the chat. Let's ask the chat. One sec. Right, chat. Pick one. We'll have a quick halftime poll. Tonali or Wharton? Which one are you having? Craig, what if they're holding off firing Slot because Klopp's returning in the summer? He's not returning, Daryl. I wish, mate. Honestly, if I thought there was even 1% chance of that happening, mate, I would be fingers crossed, toes crossed. I just don't think that there was any correlation between the two. Look, some people will say if you are going to make a managerial change, do it in the summer anyway. And I understand that. I do. I understand that level of thought. And the rot has stopped. So we're certainly trending in the right direction. I'm not getting ahead of myself yet, but we did get through to in third place in the Champions League phase, which is right up there where we wanted to be. League position isn't good enough. We're out of the League Cup, and so far so good in the FA Cup. So, end of the season at this point, certainly looking the more likely scenario. But I just hope that we can rediscover some league form in the meantime, because you know, scraping around 4th and 5th isn't where we want to be. So the next 4 league fixtures all look winnable. You know, I'll quickly run through the next 4 league games for you here now. 1 second, I have them just here in front of me. So next 4 league fixtures for Liverpool are Nottingham Forest away, West Ham at home, Wolves away and Spurs at home. So you would want to be getting 10 to 12 points from that. If you can do that, happy days. I think we're in the right area then. I think we're safely cemented into the top 4 or 5 at that point if we can get 10 to 12 in the next 4. Connor said, really depends on how much disruption there'd be mid-season. I guess the club would see Slot as a better, more stable chance of getting top 5. Yeah, it seems that's the case anyway, but what I really don't buy into is if they, like, I've no problem with the club waiting. I disagree with it, but I kind of understand it. Where I have a problem, and I think a lot of the fans have a problem, is this desire to put out there that they've absolute faith in him, they've no doubt about him, that he's the man. And my pushback there is, if you're so convinced, where's his new deal? That's why I'm not believing all the BS media narrative that everybody at the club is absolutely convinced. If they were, he'd have had that new deal put in front of him by now. Itachi said, Milosh! Yeah, he's been brilliant, man. Brilliant. Certainly, I agree with that shout earlier on for him being man of the match so far. Craig, at this point, are you slot in or slot out? Out, mate. But, again, understanding at this point if it drags on to the end of the season, as much as that probably wouldn't be my own preference, yeah, nothing for me has changed. And it's going to take a lot more for me to change my opinion. And not just results-wise. I'm going to have to see stylistically us, looking better. Craig, do you know how serious Endo's injury is? Not as of yet, mate. Not as of yet. It looks like it's... I'd be surprised if he can make it again by the end of the season. There's been... And the reason I kind of paused there is, I think it was Physio Scout or one of those, put out something to say it could be between 4 and 16 weeks, depending on the extent of it. And I don't know that we've seen anybody revealing the full extent of the injury yet. So fingers crossed. I mean, you'd be made of stone if you didn't feel for the man, especially in a World Cup season as well. So yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing Endo again this season, most likely. But until we know for sure, we'll have to wait and see. Even at Champions League by slot will be slot out for you, Craig. No. I've been fair about that, mate. Honestly, you can check back previous streams. I've said it a few times. If he manages to pull a Champions League out this season and wins it, no way should he be fired. You don't fire a manager that's won a Premier League and then a Champions League season after season. No way. Even with my own misgivings or whatever, no. Absolutely not. If he wins a Champions League, deservedly he gets a contract extension. And I mean that sincerely. I don't think he'll do it. I don't think we'll do it. But if he did, of course, you have to back a man that won a Prem and then a Champions League 2 years, season after season. But yeah, it would certainly, yeah. I mean, how could I say sack him after that? As much as I don't enjoy the style of football or whatever, but yeah, Champions League this year, I mean, I'd absolutely bite your hand off for that. And I'd have signed up for that at the start of the season, to be fair. The real problem has been the league form and, of course, how easily we went out of the League Cup. Wayne, TOTT2KZ1 said, has there ever been a season like this with so many managers sacked in the Prem? At this point, I fancy my chances of getting a job, WFM, Craig. It's been a crazy one. Like, Forest are absolutely crazy with what they're... Like, 4, I think this is now for them, in the last 18 months or something like that. I can't think of a season in recent history that has seen so many changes. I mean, United changed the manager, Chelsea changed the manager, Forest changed the manager, changed the manager, Spurs sacked Frank, brought in Tudor. Is there any other ones I'm missing off the top of my head that have been gone this season? West Ham obviously had a change of coach as well. Any other ones? Keep showing the seagull. Yeah, I know, yeah. Must be really uncomfortable for him though, wearing that for the whole game. The lad in the seagull outfit. Wolves, yes, good shout. Good shout, yeah. Wolves, good shout. Ant McPappy said, "Hair, you will get some on your ball someday, mate. Don't worry. It'll happen. I promise you. Trust me. You got this." See? No point in trying to outbanter me, dude. Not going to work. Craig, you went blue for a split sec. That's happened a few times on YouTube lately. Yeah, myself and Connor don't know what it is, but it's happened a couple of times. So, right, we're underway. Second half. We go really short with the goal kick. Or excuse me, with the kickoff. That was a strange one. It's like Macca came in on the sly there from the kickoff. But we are underway for the second half. Well, Craig, how's the form? I believe if we lose tonight, they're willing to pull the plug on Slot and bring in a temporary. He's gone in the summer anyway. I wouldn't have a clue, mate. I don't, like, honestly, if we lost this game tonight, I don't have information to say he'd be gone or not. And I also don't expect us to lose this game. I think especially from this position, Adzer, we go on and get the job done. But foul here from a Brighton player on Canade, so it'll be a free kick to Liverpool. But let's wait and see, man. You know, ultimately, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I want Liverpool to do well. So, you know, I would rather see us go into the next round of the FA Cup than, you know, get to see Arne Slot sacked sooner. Because if we sacked sooner, it means we're not doing well. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. I'm good, thank you, Peter. I'm good, my man. Can't complain too much. Having loads of fun tonight with everyone. I've really enjoyed the banter and the chat. And of course, it doesn't hurt that we're 1-0 up as well. Right, I will sync up for everybody at hey, we'll do it now. So it's 46, 30, 31. I'm actually a second ahead, so I'm going to pause it. I'm a second ahead. I always seem to be. So what's that for 34? There we go. 9. Yeah, now we're in sync. So I'll sync up for everybody at 47 minutes. Sorry, I was a second or two ahead of the TNT Sport clock. So we are coming up to 47 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Would you take Prime Gerrard or Prime Alonso? Oh, definitely Gerrard. Definitely. But no hesitation. Right, I forgot to end the halftime poll. Oh, very close. 53% said they would go for Adam Wharton over Sandro Tonali. 1.7k votes. Sorry for forgetting to end that one before the end of half time, but there you go. Very close, though. Very close. What's the latest on Isak? He was doing a little bit of ball work, Denzel, this week, mate, at the AXA. Just a small amount. I remember an interview last month with Arne where he said that he only just came off his walking frame, so wouldn't know when exactly to expect him back, but it was great to see him out there this week doing a little bit of light ball work. Allison, oh my days, he got away with one. Ali's going for one of his clearances, takes a little bit too long. Our player closes him down, and thankfully for us, the ricochet off the Brighton player went wide. But again, Ali just taken too long in his clearance, and he was closed down, and we got away with one. Yeah, he is fit, David. Ekatike's on the bench tonight, mate. Virgil. Jones. Wirtz. He goes one way, then the other. Still Wirtz. Eventually gets a shot away, and it's blocked. Probably should have got a shot away a little bit sooner there, Wirtz. Hey Craig, this is my first time watching you. Love the commentary. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you. Right, free kick to the Reds. certainly too far out for Dom to have a shot. Liverpool have 5 players far side of the 18-yard box. 6 players actually far side of the 18-yard box. Szoboszlai goes short to Wirtz, who plays it back to him. Back to Florian Wirtz. Are we going to work a crossing position here? Back to Dom. Dom flicks in a ball. Headed up in the air by Dunk. Still, eventually Brighton hook it away. It's with Alisson now. Alisson again pings one, but straight to a Brighton player. Well done, Milos. Well done, Milos. Did Brighton make a change at half-time, lads? Did Matoma come on for them? No? They didn't? No? No? I thought they did. Craig, do you follow the Republic of Ireland or the Irish Premiership? I'm a huge Bangor fan. Would be Shelburne for me, mate. Shelburne. Yeah, no, I knew Matoma was on the bench, but I glanced up there and I thought I'd seen him on the pitch, so I thought I'd missed something. I know he'd started on the bench, but I thought I'd seen him there for a second. So obviously the old eyesight, not what it was. Baleba. A reminder, a couple of Brighton players booked in that first half. Baleba and Dunk. Actually, I think there was 3 of them, if my memory's right. Brighton, Dunk and Gomez all booked for Brighton in the first half. Brighton have it now far side of the pitch. Canade's getting back to his feet to get into position now. Good. He's back in position. Brighton have the ball far side. This definitely feels like one of them games where, of course, cup game, next goal's huge. Liverpool go 2-0 up, even with our record of not protecting 2 goal leads. I feel very comfortable about it. But if Brighton score the next one, we could be in for a long night. Oh, definitely getting Oli on it. Definitely. I've noticed a lot this last month, actually, that I've been struggling a little bit with my eyesight to see some of the chat and stuff. So, might have to get an old checkup on the eyes. It's definitely something that happens in my family. As men get older, the eyesight goes. Don't know how that was a free kick to Brighton, but somehow the ref found a way to give it to them, which is ridiculous. Liverpool defending a line just about 1.5 yards, 2 yards inside the 18-yard box. Here comes the delivery. It's deep. Dunk. Oh, it's cleared off the line. Oh, cleared off the line. We got away with one there, but again, good defending. Whoo! Dunk has a header at the back post. I'll talk you through it now. So it's a deep cross. Dunk heads it back across goal. Oh, it's Alisson with a flying hand. And then Canade. If Ali doesn't get there, Van Heck has a diving header in. But Alisson gets a wonderful left hand on it, and Canade finishes it with a headed clearance. But well done, Alisson Becker. Absolutely phenomenal. If he doesn't get that touch, lads, it's 1-1. Well done, Alisson, saving us again. I know Roy Keane likes to say, it's his job. I don't know what fucking accent that was, by the way. I'm Irish. I should be well able to do a Cork accent. But it's a bit more than his job. Ali's constantly just up. Yeah, how can I do a Cork accent? You belong here, boy. It's his job. It's his job. Why is it we go 1-0 up at home, but I still feel nervous? I think we're just the season we've had, Will. I'm actually not feeling too nervous about it, in all honesty. 1-0 in a cup game, I'd certainly rather than sitting here 0-0, and fearing a late goal or something. So, having a 1-goal cushion, I'm feeling a bit more relaxed, in all honesty, mate. When evil follows, Craig, I love you, brother. Thank you, man. Really kind of you. Appreciate that. You guys have been incredible in support of myself and the channel. But honestly, some of the kindness you guys showed me over the last while it really has helped. Thank you. Salah cushions a beautiful ball down to Dom. Oh, it's filled. Whoop, whoop. 2-0. Dominic Szoboszlai nearly takes the bleeding net off. Salah with an absolutely beautiful cushion ball into the path of Dom, and he just rockets it past the Brighton keeper. It is Liverpool 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 0, and I am a man of my word. You don't blame it on the sunshine, you don't blame it on the moonlight, you don't blame it on the good times, blame it on the boogie. Go on, what a goal, lads, what a goal. Ball across from Gakpo. Salah cushions it in. And Dom just puts the laces through it. That is a Valentine's Day goal if ever you've seen one. Oh, what a finish. Dominic Szoboszlai. Woo! Take a bow, son. Take a bow. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant goal. Top notch. Such a delicious little cushion ball from Mo as well into the path. Lovely. Great ball from Gakpo. Lovely cushion ball from Salah. And then Dom just puts the laces through it and no chance for the keeper. Liverpool 2-0 up. Give this man 300k a week. FU Madrid, our future. Captain Dominic. Corner to Liverpool. Macca's shot deflected wide. Come on, boys. Keep the foot on the gas. Let's go. Right. Also, Arna, this is your chance. Get Mr. Ngamoa out there. Gets in. Delighted with that second one. Hands off, Real Madrid. Hands off. Right, here comes the corner from Salah. In swinger. Straight into the side net. Can I ask who scored? The first one was scored by Curtis Jones. Second one was Dominic Szoboszlai. Assist for the first goal, mate, was from Milos Kerkez. Second one, Mohamed Salah. But you cannot talk about that second goal without mentioning Cody Gakpo's part in it as well. And the ball that he played out to Mohamed Salah. And remember, just a couple of moments earlier, Alisson Becker made a worldy intervention to kind of stop Brighton equalising. So, very important few minutes in the game, that. And now the Reds have a 2-0 lead. Jones, Szoboszlai, back to Alisson. Alisson switches it up, out left side to Verge. To Kerkez. Challenge goes in on him, but it's a Liverpool ball. Come on, the Reds. Oh, and the Reds go marching in. Oh, and the Reds go marching in. I want to be in that number. Oh, and the Reds go marching in. Double change here for Brighton. I think it's Matoma and Minta, I think, that's coming on for Brighton. Szoboszlai tries a raking crossfield ball. which makes its way to Fede. He then slips, but it's okay. The Brighton player plays it straight out for Liverpool throw-in. And now Liverpool have a free kick in a good area. Cody Gakpo tripped up. Free kick to Liverpool. It's far, far left, but a good position for Dom to put in another one of those fizzing balls into the 6-yard box. Right, come on. You know what to do here, Dom. You know the drill. Right, here comes the ball. Cross in. Flicked on with the Brighton defender. Salah. Oh, unlucky. First shot was blocked on his left foot. Then it drops to his right foot. He throws a leg at it and it squirms wide. Goal kick Brighton. Unlucky. Right, here comes that double change for Brighton. It is Karo Matoma and Yakuba Minta coming on for Brighton. Actually, it's a triple change. They've got another player that was still getting togged out, so it'll be a triple change coming up from Brighton. Not the face! Not the face! Oh, Dom's being fouled, but not the face, lads. Not on today. Not on the day that's in it. Not Dom's face. No. Red card immediately. Can't be touching Dom's face. No, that's a work of art, lads. Can't be touching that. By the way, there is no red card. I'm just joking in case anyone thinks there's a red. But you can't be touching Dom's face. That's out of bounds. I demand justice. Not the moneymaker, exactly, yeah. Not the moneymaker. Not on Valentine's Day. Right, triple change here. Gomez off. Baleba off. And I can't remember the third. Here we go. Baleba, Howell and Gomez off for Brighton. Matoma, Minta and Ruta are the three changes on. I swear Mo was getting back slowly but surely, said Kareem. It was a beautiful little cushion ball, mate. And I said the same the other day. The last few performances from Mo, he might not have been on the score sheets, but you can certainly see him impacting the games in a positive way. There's Virgil again. Just absolute dominant aerially. Szoboszlai, lovely little ball into Gakpo. Gakpo now sends it out to Salah, wide right. Salah back inside to Curtis Jones. Jones back to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai, unlucky. It's cleared. Maka. Come on, boys. This is a good performance, lads. Second half as well. We've come out really good. First 10-15, Brighton certainly were the brighter at the start, but this, I'm delighted to say this is another decent performance after a good performance as well against Sunderland. So if we see this out, continue to play in this confident, attacking, yeah. And look, as I say, I try to be honest and call it as I see it. When it's not good enough, I'm the first one to say it. But when it changes and when we start to play a bit better, I will always give credit where it's deserved. And there has been certainly a turnaround since this game started. And yeah, full credit. We just got to see it out. But if we can keep playing with this is what we recognise. This is the intensity, the pace we've been missing, the directness. Maybe it is because we're 2-0 up and maybe a little bit more confident, I don't know, but we certainly look a little bit more like ourselves. Eddie said, I'm not getting sucked in like everybody else. I'm not trying to say it's perfect, Eddie, but again, like I've always said, mate, I'm a Liverpool fan, and if Liverpool win and start to play well, I'm going to be happy about it. And I want to give credit where it's due as well to people. Like, I'm not just this horrible bastard that comes on to moan. I moan when I think it's deserved, and I praise when I think it's deserved. But that's the part of this channel that you don't see spread across Twitter or whatever from people that like to belittle us. We give credit when it's due. And this performance has been one that, you know, I think and hope we can build on. .25 to go. The Reds 2-0 up. Maka to Salah. Chiesa. Szoboszlai to Maka. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Liverpool have 8 or 9 players here in this attack in the Brighton half. Everybody except Alisson. Every Liverpool player in the Brighton half of the pitch. Salah. His ball inside's intercepted by Brighton. And that's a terrible ball, thankfully, that Milos Kerkez cuts out. Salah. That's a penalty, surely. Penalty given. Salah clipped, penalty given. Can't argue with that. That's a penalty all day, every day. Salah does well, drop of the shoulder, gets past his man, gets into the 18-yard box, and then his ankle's tripped as he cuts across. Can't have any complaints about that. Grabbing him by the shoulder and kicking the back of his foot. I mean, what more do you want? That is a stone wall penalty. Right, Mo, come on. In front of the cop, Mohamed Salah from 12 yards. Let's go, boys. Come on. Dom protects the ball. Passes it to the great man. Mo puts it down on the spot. Come on, boys. Mohamed Salah takes a couple of breaths to compose himself. Takes his steps back, as he always does. Now we'll see a couple of steps to the right before he runs up to take it. Here we go. Here comes the run-up. Salah scores. What a penalty. What a penalty, Mo. What a strike. No saving that one. Liverpool 3, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Mohamed Salah from 12 yards absolutely makes no mistake. Puts the boot through it. Keeper no chance. Liverpool 3, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Mohamed Salah has scored and everything is right in the world, ladies and gents. 3-0 gets in. Good penalty, that. Keeper's not too far away. Keeper makes a good effort at it. Just Mo just about did enough on it. 3-0. Well done, Mo. There we go. Now we've surely got to start looking at youth now. Come on, Arna. Get Rio on there. Get Trainioni on there. Get Calvin Ramsey on there. Give them some minutes now. Come on. 3-0 up with 22 to go. This is the time to bring on the likes of Calvin Ramsey. This is the time to bring on the likes of Trainioni and Rio Ingamoa. Minta now for Brighton. Milos sticks at his task and gets a foot in. Well done, Milos. Itachi says, this is us. Yes, tonight has been like a throwback, mate. Like a throwback. So Arna has heard us. He is about to bring on a youngster. Young Joe Gomez about to come on now for the Reds. McAllister hooks that one away. Here comes the change. Seagull's not looking happy. Somebody give him a chip. Somebody give the old Seagull a chip there to make him happy. Well, we didn't get the substitution yet. Here it comes now. It is Florian Wirtz coming off to be replaced by Joe Gomez. Well done, Flo. Obviously means Jones will go up into midfield now. Still want to see him bringing on the youngsters. Come on, Arnie. You're not going to get a better fucking chance than this, bro. Come on. Great to see Joe back out there again. I know he played the last one, but good to see him back available. It's a nice little Saturday evening, this, folks, isn't it? 3-0 up in the FA Cup. We'll take that. I mean, right, I'm going to say something, but I need to prefix it with he might still change. This is the time to play the kids. And surely he understands that. This has Rio Ingamoa written all over it. This has Nioni written all over it. He has to start looking to the bench now. Come on. You're not going to get a better chance than this. 3-0 up at home in the FA Cup with less than 20 to go. I think you could still bring on Ramsey if he wanted to give Canade or Virgil a rest and push Joe across into centre-back. So still a chance for him to bring Ramsey on. But come on. Everyone wants to see some of the kids now at this point, Arna. The pressure's off you a bit. Give the lads a run out. Right, ball back with Ali. 18 to go. Oh, Chiesa. He loses out. Wayne said, this is the perfect time for Slot to rest players now and play younger players and still won't. This is so annoying. Another reason why I want him out. Yeah, he's missing a golden opportunity here. If he doesn't get the kids on, it's just going to add to the narrative that he doesn't want to play younger players. Like, this is the perfect chance. Performance has been really good. You won't find Liverpool fans complaining about tonight's performance, but there's a couple of easy PR wins from here. Brighton now on the attack. Strike, blocked. Ball goes out, throw into Brighton far side. Darren, you don't get to come into my chat and call anybody a moron. Ain't happening. Fuck you. Chiesa, he's just judged to have gone off. Roshi said Slot just won't stop slotting. Look, let's not. There's still time. We could still get them on in the next minute or two and give them a decent run out. But I'm just saying it would make sense now. Like, now feels like the right time to give some of the kids a chance. Rio and Ekatike coming on. The chat are saying, good. Good. Brighton on the attack. Strike, deflection, Brighton corner. Good, good. Rio and Ekatike coming on. We'll take that. Although we could have probably given Ekatike the full game off as a rest, but I'm not going to complain. Irish Boy 85, appreciate you, man. Thank you. And by the way, in case you were wondering about earlier on, he said anyone that one slot out's a moron. And nobody coming in calling anybody morons on my watch. Thank you. You can absolutely have your opinion that you'd like slot in, but you don't get to belittle others while making it. $15 to go at Anfield. The Reds pretty much all but assured now of a place in the 5th round. Brighton still pushing forward though in search of something. Strike. Again, thankfully, that one drifts wide of Allison's post. Goal kick. Good little burst that with Mo. Won that foot race well a moment ago. Right, boys. Here we go. You go Ekatike. He's coming on to replace Mo. Top man. Top man. Well done, Mo. So it's Chiesa and Mo off, and Gamoa and Ekatike on. They're the two changes. Right, let's go. Right, get Rio the ball. Give him the ball quickly. Come on, boys. Give him the ball. Get that ball out to Rio. Let's see what he can do. Allison to Maka. Again, that's just a very unnecessary ball from Maka that gives it straight to Brighton. You know, Brighton have created a fair bit tonight. If they had better shooting, this game could have been a little bit closer, but not to take away from our performance, which has been very good. But still some little silly errors in there like that attempted ball around the press from Maka that was just, the radar was off on it. David said Salah, handshake and Arna is good to see. Of course, yeah, absolutely. Definitely is. Look, tonight is a good night. Tonight goes in the positive column without a doubt. You know, this is the type of performance we've been calling for. High energy, in their face, confident, far more recognisable for us Liverpool fans. Not just on the scoreline, but the all-around effort and we've put in. The scoreline definitely helping, of course. Virgil. Brighton do well, working to the left channel to Matoma. Again, well done. Come on, Cody. No, he's dispossessed. Brighton back in possession. James said, hey Craig, for the first time in a while, looking at us playing tonight, I wasn't worried that we would lose the relief. Good team performance. Yeah, it's been pretty good. Look, Brighton have had chances, as I've said, but we've certainly looked far more confident when we've gone forward and we've been yeah, this is just a performance that I hope we can build on and continue to play with some form of excitement, passion, energy. We just look more like ourselves here. Again, got to say that Brighton are a team that will always come and play open football and come and have a go. So certainly would have expected this to be a game that suited us, but we still have to perform, and we certainly have. Ball out to Rio. 4-0. Oh, flags up. Fuck you. Unlucky Rio. Ball goes into Rio and he curls it into the bottom corner, but the offside flag goes up. He's onside as well. He's fucking robbed. He's onside as well. He's been robbed of a goal. Jesus. The young lad robbed of a goal there. He was onside. Well, at least we know he's got the all aim in straight away. I know it was ruled out. We know it should have scored, or it should have stood, but we also know that Rio did the right thing, put the ball in the back of the net. So it should have been Liverpool 4-0 up. Unlucky for Rio. Hopefully he gets another chance and he can stick one in. Yeah, that's offside. Brighton on the attack, thread the through ball through, but he's about 2 yards offside. The flag goes up. Maka, back to Ali. Oh, again, Alisson's had a few of those tonight that have been very close to being a problem for us, but he gets away with it again. Yeah, look at him. Go on, Rio. Yes, Rio. Lovely little turn. Shows a bit of strength to get away from his man. Spreads the ball out right side. Gakpo now cuts in. Good confident start this from young Rio. It's off. It isn't off. He's definitely onside, mate. You can see the defenders like half a yard ahead of Rio. Again, Rio does well, cuts inside. Little 1-2, although he's blocked off. Referee plays on. Michael said, want to say thank you to Craig, Connor, all the moderators. Fantastic game, great channel. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Right, Brighton free kick. 7 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Halfway inside the Liverpool half, centre of the park. Corner to Brighton. Come on, boys. See out the job. Come on. Come on, boys. Why is Rio Ingamoa marking Lewis Dunk, by the way? That's not a matchup I want to see from a set piece. Brighton still trying to work an angle to get a cross in. Eventually one comes in. Gakpo heads it away. Jones just can't bring it under control. Brighton have it back. Cross in, headed away. Milner wouldn't get the record if he came on, by the way, because it's not a Premier League game. But it'd still be nice to see Jimmy Milner on the pitch at Anfield again, regardless. Why is Hugo there? He came on about the 75th minute mark. Himself and Rio Ngamoa came on for Fede and Salah. Sent a nice photo of the seagull to you on your X account. Thank you, Chris. I'll get Connor to have a look at it, mate. I don't have a login to the Anfield Agenda Twitter account. I'm not even joking. I don't know the sign in to it, and intentionally don't know the sign in. Do we get the feeling we're watching Mo play his last season for Liverpool? Here comes Trey Morris-Leone in a moment. Don't know, Stevie boy. Don't know. Certainly the direction of travel in the media this week feels like there's a good chance it could happen, but I'm sure you'll agree with me on this one, Stevie boy, that if it is to happen this summer, you know, Liverpool fans hopefully should know as soon as possible. You know, the last thing we want to do is not get a chance to say goodbye to Mo properly and him go off in the summer sort of half unexpectedly. So if he is considering it, or it is likely, I'd certainly like to know about it by the end of the season, as I'm sure all Liverpool fans would, to make sure he gets the send-off that he deserves. Matoma, he pulls him back across. Verge heads it back out. Szoboszlai, strike. Ali gets the save. Canade hooks it away. Well done, boys. Patrick said, Craig, great win tonight, but let's be honest, Brighton 14th in the league. It's either champions next season or slot must go. Look, sorry, just bear with me 1 sec. Strike, deflection, corner. Look, Brighton play a brand of football that should suit us. So I'm certainly not getting carried away by us beating them. But it's still better than not playing well and not winning, right? And I'm not trying to say at all that this has turned around, but I am a Liverpool fan. And us winning a cup game 3-0 and looking more like ourselves is obviously something I'm going to be happy about. But they are an opponent who plays the brand of football that, yes, should in theory suit the way we play. But we still have to go about our business and have. But yeah, there's definitely bigger tests ahead. There's no denying that. You know, the next 4 games in the Premier League are going to be crucial to where we finish up. And of course, then we've the knockout stage of the Champions League coming up, and that's where he's really got to earn his stripes. Brighton just still trying to get something out of the game as we click to 88 minutes on the clock. Oh, thought that one was going in top bins. Shot from Ruder, edge of the box, drags wide of Allison's top corner. Canade's down holding his head. I'm not sure what happened here. Still can't really see from that replay. He went for a header with the Brighton player. He must have got a bang. He's back up. Here comes a double change. Calvin Ramsey and Trey Leone coming on. Curtis Jones coming off. And look, technically this is given the minutes, but, 1 minute plus stoppage time for Ramsey and Leone. So it's Gakpo and Jones off, Leone and Ramsey on. In the, final minute. Right, Ali with the goal kick. Sends it long. Rio Who, by the way, Rio's looked lightning since he's come on. That is another lovely ball from him to train Leone. Back to Rio. Go on, Rio. And look, he's dispossessed. Rio's looked so bright since he's come on and should have had himself a goal, but it was incorrectly ruled out. No, I think the draw's on Monday, Mike. People, I thought it was tomorrow, but the chat were saying it's actually on Monday, mate. So at least we get to sit back tomorrow, watch the FA Cup ties, and know we're safely tucked away in the next round. MC2167 said, seriously, I don't know what Rio has to do. He's been prolific every game. He's been really bright since he's come on today. And, you know, as we said, should have had himself a goal. But, you know, he did his job and put it in the net. Linesman just got the decision incorrect. Shouldn't have brought on Ekitike, your only fit striker. It's not like we need a goal. That's the one that I have to say does kind of have me scratching my head a little bit, Joe. You know, we could have certainly done with leaving Hugo resting. Curtis Jones has been named man of the match by TNT Sport. You guys, of course, will have a chance to vote for your Anfield Agenda man of the match in our match reaction coming up straight after the game. But yeah, Joe, I totally get where you're coming from, mate. Maybe he just wants to keep him ticking over with a few minutes or something, but I don't think anybody would have any complaints if he had just rested up Hugo fully. Ekitike. Nice ball from him to Kirkes. McAllister. Out to Calvin Ramsey. Ramsey puts in a cross. Unlucky. It's flicked on. And Ngamoa gathers it at the far post. We have a signed Rio Ngamoa shirt for the Anfield Agenda office, by the way, that we got. Which I'm buzzing about. Can't wait to show you guys the finished office when it's all done and dusted and fully decorated. That cameraman really does have a hard on for oh, look at that. Johnny Hiding is in there beside the seagull. Did anybody else see that? Look, it looks a ringer for Johnny Hiding. Your man standing there beside the seagull. Future star jersey ready. Have to respect it. There was two reasons that I wanted it. One, I think he'll change numbers, and this will be a fairly rare sign number. So that's one of the reasons we jumped on it straight away when we seen our friends of the Collector's Corner had one. And don't forget, you can treat yourself to anything, thecollectorscorner.co.uk, by using our code AnfieldAgenda1 at checkout. Ibu. Ball into Ramsey, he's dispossessed. I think somebody might have deleted the wrong comment there. The fake score was banned, but I think the wrong comment was deleted by accident. It was when's Isak supposed to be back. He's doing a little bit of light ball work at the minute, MC216. He's doing a little bit of light ball work, but no idea when he's fully back. When you're in the office, does your wife get her front room back? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. She's been more than accommodating to me over the years, allowing me to use the front room. So yes, she absolutely gets it back. Busy Media, how are you, bro? Said Kirk is my man of the match. I think he'd probably get my vote as well. We've had the 4 minutes now of stoppage time, so it'll be just this corner and that'll be all she wrote. But don't forget to join us for the match reaction where you will be able to vote for your Anfield Agenda man of the match. Corner in. Ball goes over the bar. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. It finishes at Anfield. Liverpool 3, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Arne Slot's men booked their place in the 5th round of the FA Cup with a near-perfect performance. Goals on the night from Curtis Jones, Mohamed Salah and Dominic Szoboszlai see Liverpool progress. Very, very good performance and an enjoyable FA Cup tie, if I do say so. Ladies and gentlemen, a little reminder, don't forget, if you would like to enter a giveaway, you also need to join the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp. Make sure that you scan the QR code on the screen there now. That will bring you straight into the WhatsApp, which is where you'll be able to put in your player ratings as well as enter the competition for a giveaway with thanks to our friends at the Collector's Corner. I will be back in 60 seconds for a match reaction. But again, just to let you know, Liverpool 3, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. A pretty good night at Anfield in the FA Cup. We'll see you in 60 seconds. Bye.